Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Jackson Hole High School live sports stream broadcast from Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network. We got a good one for you here. We're live in Jackson Hole High School Gymnasium, and it's the second time through quadrant, the third time this season these two teams will match up. It's the Riverton Wolverines and the Jackson Bronx. All the action brought to you by Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store. The town square inns of Jackson Hole, including the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, and 49er Inn and Suites. Big O Tires, a reputation you can ride on in the Target Plaza. WYDOT, the Wyoming Department of Transportation, keeping our highways safe. Blue Spruce Cleaners, clean, affordable, convenient, and friendly dry cleaning service. And Silver Star Fiber Fast Internet for the Jackson Hole area. Well, it's been a long season. It's starting to wrap up as we're going to celebrate senior night for the boys tonight. That means it's the last time these boys are going to play here on this court. Significant night for the boys. The seniors will never play again here in Jackson basketball. So, boy, if they were saving anything this year, they better let it loose. And for the girls, same thing, that they had their senior night a couple of weeks ago. Both teams, girls and boys, Jackson Bronx, are looking for an elusive win. My goodness, what a season. For the girls, it's been 3 seasons running now. One of the longest losing streaks in all the state. And a good chance, yes, that we could see it snap tonight. And for the Jackson boys, disappointing. They're trying to figure out how to rebuild. And they got a good chance here to grab an important quadrant win and kind of position themselves for postseason play, which is going to be here sooner than you think. Regionals just 2 weeks away. One more regular season game remaining after this one. That's on the road in Star Valley. So tonight's a big one for both teams. We'll take a look at the pregame when we come back. It's Jackson Bronx basketball on KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Tired of waiting in ski lift lines? While Silverlight can't fast-track you on the slopes, we can fast-track your internet. With Silverlight Fiber, your connection won't slow down during peak usage. And there's no data cap holding you back. It's like your own VIP lift to everything you love online, 24/7, all season long. Silverlight Fiber is coming to Jackson this spring. Visit silverlight-fiber.com to check if you're next in line.
Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Well, we're back here courtside here in Jackson. The JV game just wrapped up, so that means we're just less than 15 minutes away from tap time. It's girls, boys, back-to-back doubleheader tonight. Riverton, Jackson should be fun. For the girls, there hasn't been a lot of positive things to say, although the team has played better this season and better. Last season they were better than the season before, so it's building. I like that. It's been a few steps back, but mostly steps forward for these girls under new head coach Olivia Bingham. The Jackson Bronx come into this game still looking for that first win in 18 tries this season overall. 0-10 in conference, 0-4 in quadrant, and riding what is somewhere in the neighborhood of a 75-game losing streak. But we speak not of that, Bruno. They're ranked 15th, dead last in the conference. Offensively, this team, just about everything they do statistically is last. They don't score a lot. They don't shoot well. They play a little bit of defense, these Jackson Broncs. But every other category, not real good. Last time out for the Jackson Broncs was a loss in Evanston, 53-22. That was the last time they were on the court. And for the Riverton Wolverines, they're coming off a one-game losing streak. They last played on February 15th and lost to Green River 54-40. And that was about as bad as I've seen Riverton play. They were, that was not their best game. If Riverton plays as poorly as they did against Green River tonight, this could be interesting. But, yeah, they weren't very good. Offensively, Riverton Wolverines under head coach Mike Bosner. First overall, 5-14 their record overall, 4-4 in conference, 1-2 in quadrant. They're ranked 12 out of 15 teams. Offensively, nothing dazzling. 34 points a game is good enough for 12th. They shoot just under 30% from the floor, which is kind of meh. They shoot the three pretty good, though. Watch out, especially when their three-ball shooters are on, and that's Rylan Brown and Taylor Leesburg. When they're feeling it, this team shoots from distance pretty well. They play good defense, surrendering just under 45 points a game, and they rebound okay, 25.5 rebounds per game. These two teams have met twice previously, once early in the preseason tournament, and it was Riverton with the win 44-30, and then they met once in the regular season, a quadrant game in Fremont County, and that was a Riverton win as well on January 23rd, 58-39. But here is third time lucky, perhaps. It's the second time around for some of these quadrant foes. The second time we'll see teams. What kind of adjustments are made, and what do the girls have to do to get a win? We'll look at that a little closer when we come back. More in the pregame on the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
The best offense is a good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming's roads and highways just as much as it does on the basketball court. Always know road conditions before you head out. Visit wyoroad.info, download YDOT's 511 app, or call 511 for current conditions. Buckle up every trip, every time, and put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. Finally, never drink and drive, not even a little, because buzz driving is drunk driving. This message brought to you by YDOT.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
One good play can improve a team's chance of winning the game, and when executed properly over and over again, that play can take a team far. One good decision when you get behind the wheel can do the same. Approximately half of the people who lose their lives on Wyoming roads each year were not wearing a seatbelt. Stay in the game, Wyoming. Buckle up every time you get in your vehicle. It's a winning play. This message brought to you by YDOT.
Cashmere, silk, down, or denim, Blue Spruce Cleaners is where you take them. We have a friendly, knowledgeable staff, eager and happy to serve you, in 2 locations and on the road, with daily pickup and delivery service and expert tailoring on site. We offer the best in green, effective, and gentle cleaning with Green Earth Cleaning and professional laundry for your sweaters, gowns, comforters, and linens. Blue Spruce Cleaners is a recognized reduce, reuse, recycle business leader, providing green, affordable, and friendly service to our community for over 20 years. Whatever the season, whatever the reason, Blue Spruce Cleaners.
KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
We're back courtside here in Jackson and awaiting the start of the girls' game. Girls, boys, back-to-back. And, Mac Fairbairn is going to join us here in a little bit. I'm Jake. She's Kimmy K. Kimmy K, I know we said this a few times. I've said it this season. I've said a few times, no way, no how are the girls going to win this one. They'll be lucky to come out of it without injuries. And then sometimes I said, this could be the night. And I'm finding myself saying that tonight. Riverton is beatable. The Lady Wolverines, not the greatest team they've had over there. This should be a good one. This should be close. The two previous meetings have been fairly close. These Lady Broncs can definitely play with the Wolverines. It's all a matter of do they believe in themselves tonight, because they can.
Well, I know. I wasn't with you in the Riverton game, and I remember watching going, oh, my gosh, this is it. And then just something happened at the end, which is what I think they need to do to win tonight, is to play all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
As hard as I've ever seen them play, and this game is theirs.
Both the girls and boys got to learn how to do that, play the entire game. Don't fade.
Yep.
But, we got some keys to the game that we'll talk about. But certainly there's so many bright points on the Lady Broncs. Sometimes I get frustrated with the inability of shots to fall and then the regression of just silly mistakes and turnovers. You got to limit the turnovers when you're young. You have to take care of the basketball. If you do that, you give yourself a great chance. And another reason why I think they can win this game is Riverton is almost as bad turning the ball over as our Lady Broncs. They are kind of careless with the ball sometimes. I think Lucy Webb in particular can feast with steals because I've watched Lucy. She gets so many of her steals by anticipating the pass back out high to the point guard, because that's what Lucy plays. So you watch the Riverton girls when they try to penetrate, they try to go in the paint, and they meet Mads Holland, and she says, no. And they turn around, and they'll kick it back out. And when they do that, Lucy is on that thing like, I don't know what. But that's where I think we can get steals. Both teams turn the ball over way too much. So it could be sloppy at times, but I think our girls could get a win tonight if they limit the turnovers. And
how many years has it been?
Going back to 21, December 18th, 2021. By my count, in the neighborhood is 74, 75 losses straight.
I just know year-wise. Forget how many losses that is.
Maybe it's the year to snap losing streaks. I'm trying to think of what team it was. But some little school in Wyoming snapped a 90-game losing streak the other week. They play like, conference 1A or something. But so I think perhaps if not Cheyenne South, the Lady Broncs may own the current longest losing streak. But that could all change tonight. I really think. I have high hopes. They can beat this team. I know they can. It's a matter of, do they know they can? And
if they want, they got to want. It's not whether we can't. They're capable of winning many of the games we've played this year.
Yeah.
It's how much do they? It's which team wants them more. That's who's going to end up winning tonight. Who wants them more?
Yeah.
Or shows it on the court, wanting it more.
Let's take a quick break. I see Mac showing up, so we're going to talk keys to the game. And what?
I'm just laughing at you. Ditching me again. That's all right.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I'm going to take a quick break, and Mac and I and you are going to talk keys to the game. What do the girls got to do to get a win tonight? It's all part of the Bronx pregame show as we got girls, boys, back-to-back Riverton, Jackson coming right back at you after these.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-Tetons or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Tired of waiting in ski lift lines? While Silverlight can't fast track you on the slopes, we can fast track your internet. With Silverlight Fiber, your connection won't slow down during peak usage. And there's no data cap holding you back. It's like your own VIP lift to everything you love online, 24/7, all season long. Silverlight Fiber is coming to Jackson this spring. Visit silverlight-fiber.com to check if you're next in line.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Hey, let's go right to keys of the game. Mac has joined us now. He's in his usual spot color. Here's what I got. Number one, slow the game. I love when when the game gets speedy for Jackson, that's when a lot of turnovers happen. Having watched Riverton, same kind of thing. So I think you got to muck it up, slow the game down today, get it down to your pace, and just make it go slow. That's my number one advice. And number two is pressure. Number 11, that would be Taylon Leesburg. Everything happens from Leesburg. She's the leading scorer, the leading assist person. Her assists might be better than her scoring. When she's feeling threes, she's dangerous, but not always is she feeling it. But boy, can she distribute. You've got to limit and pressure 11. Put some heat on her. And she can turn the ball over. What do you think, Matt? Can we do that?
I think it's totally a reasonable goal, and Jackson's just got to have high ball pressure, close out hard, force her to pass, even though she's an excellent passer, force that pass, make her dish out more assists if she has to, and just stop her from scoring, because I think that's going to be a big problem. Jackson's got to get nitty and gritty on defense, and something they've done a solid job of this year, but, it's going to be hard. Jackson, it seems that they're always going against one player that's always the best player on the other team that likes to go off against the Jackson Lady Bronx.
I know, and Leesburg has had good games against this team. I think you got to pressure her. You got to get in her grill, and you got to come out and meet her. If she wants to come way out high, go out and go get her. Don't let her see the court. Don't let her have time and space. And you got a chance. I got an interesting freshman who's been on and off, gimpy with an ankle. Carson Vosica is fun to watch. And then you got to watch Rylan Brown. She's pretty good shooting from distance and also distributing with assists. But this team's kind of thin on the roster, and a lot of it is number 11, Taylon Leesburg. So I think you got to just limit what she's able to do. Put pressure on number 11. That's one of my keys to the game. Let's have the girls introduce themselves, and we're pretty close here to tap time.
Ari Fowler, sophomore. Ashlyn Chamberlain, junior. Ola Fermanak, sophomore. Hayden Blog, junior.
Maria Garcia, senior.
Zoe Bosch, junior.
Allison Birchup, senior.
Lucy Webb, senior. Mads Holland, senior. Shiloh Nava, senior. Trinity Green, junior. Kat Ankney, senior. Farley Rommel, junior.
Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
For the Jackson Lady Bronx, Trinity Green coming off her best game of the year. I want to see more at 33. Ari Fowler. I love when Olive Fermanek is in the lineup, and I know statistically she's good for 3 points a game. That's all, but this is a different team when Fermanek is playing. So I'm excited to see her back in the lineup as well. Time for the national anthem. We'll get this one started. Real nice job from Mads Holland. Sings like a bird and stings like a bee in the paint.
Sad to see that that's the last time she's going to be singing the anthem here in Jackson this season.
That's right. This is the last home game.
Last home game.
I know it.
And every time it was just great to hear her sing. Like, she's got a great voice, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. She's good. She gets us going. Let's get the starting lineups. Beginning with our visiting Riverton Wolverines. Carson Vosika, the freshman, gets the start, averaging 7.6 points a game. Rylan Brown, the 5'9 junior, averaging 5. Taylor Leesburg, we talked about her, the point guard. She's good. Lexi Taylor, the junior, averaging 6 points, leading rebounder for the team. And Timbri Mathill, the junior, getting the start tonight. Mac, take us through the hometown lineup.
Here we go. We got the Jackson Bronx with their usual starters. We got Ari Fowler starting at number 0, leads the Bronx in scoring. Is just a sophomore, really talented scorer, great from three-point range. Then you got Olive Furmanek. She's missed a couple of games this season, but she's got a good inside presence. She's 5'10", great rebounder. Now we got Allison Burcham playing in her last time here in Jackson. Crazy to think. Burcham, known for her fakes and drives. She just plays the whole 32 minutes, plays so hard. Then you got Lucy Webb, runs the ball up the court for the Bronx. Great point guard and is great at attacking the rim as well. And then you got Mads Holland, leads Jackson rebounds, 5 rebounds a game. It's hard to believe this is the last game here in Jackson. I know I've said it like 3 times, but it's always a weird feeling.
It's a bittersweet moment for sure. Boys celebrating senior night. Girls have already done it. Girls, Lady Bronx in their home whites, trimmed in orange and black. For Riverton, they're wearing their road blacks, trimmed in kind of an off-white gray. And Riverton will move right to left on your YouTube screen as we get ready to get this one rolling. It's going to be Furmanek tipping with Carson Vosika. 5'10 against 5'10. Should be pretty even. Let's see who wins this. As we are underway here. Tap won by Furmanek, but taken away by Riverton. Timbri Mathill gives it to Rylan Brown. Brown near side to Leesburg, and I like Ari Fowler on her. Ari's really pesky, and I like that matchup. Here's Riverton, ball loose for a moment. Timbri Mathill now goes inside the paint. Nice turnaround jumper by Carson Vosika. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was a nice move, using the length and the long arm to put the hook shot in.
Riverton showing pressure here. They want to bobble the Bronx, and it works as it's poked away from Furmanek right into the hands of Carson Vosika, who missed the shot. Rebound from Burcham. And now here's Lucy Webb. They want that trap right here in the corner, which is so popular. Here's Burcham from 3. That's off the back of the iron and no good. Rebound Timbri Mathill. She hands off to Rylan Brown. She'll bring it up over the line. Brown and Leesburg can both handle the handles. They're both very good guards. Neither shoot great, but Leesburg can get hot. And here's Vosika in trouble. Now kick out, long 3, no good. That's Lexi Taylor off the mark, the junior. Rebound, Mads Holland. Furmanek up ahead quickly to Burcham. She doesn't have numbers. She's going to wait. And now to Lucy Webb. Thought about it, but won't take the shot. Lucy dribbles around. Again, jabbing at it and causing the turnover as Timbri Mathill reached in. Rylan Brown up ahead to Mathill. Mathill, and take it away. Jump ball. Nice job to reach in by Burcham.
No, it was a foul by Burcham, unfortunately.
Whoops.
It almost looked like a travel as well, but Jackson looking aggressive so far.
Yeah. Inbounds from Lexi Taylor. Furmanek watching her, and right into Leesburg. And that's been a little bit of a problem for Jackson, that easy inbounds right under the bucket. And it's 4-0 Riverton. Whistle on the far side. There was bumping going on. Is that on Leesburg?
Yes.
It is. That's her first, and that is the one player the Wolverines cannot afford to lose if you're Coach Mike Bosner. Each team with a foul now as Webb will inbounds. Lucy looking around, floats one out to Furmanek. Furmanek into the nail And it's nice post move right down the right block by Mads Holland, but she could not get the layup to fall. Leesburg quickly up ahead to Mathill. Back to Leesburg, and she's tied up at Burcham. And that time, Allison did it clean. That ball hit Mads in the face. Oops.
Who did that?
Yeah, looking around to take a number. All right, well, the arrow favors Jackson. Here's pressure again. Ari Fowler got bumped there, lost the handle, but it's out of bounds. Riverton, that bump came from Brown. Referees letting him play. Webb triggers up ahead to Mads Holland. That's immediately knocked out of bounds, and that's Leesburg reaching in to whack it away. She was wondering if she got whistled for her second foul. She was about to hit the panic button. Webb into Firmanek. Olive hands it back to Lucy Webb. Webb in a trap now. When you pick up that dribble, bad things happen. Ari Fowler gets the loose ball. Leesburg with her. Jump ball. Leesburg very opportunistic. Saw that loose ball. Both these teams play that pesky kind of defense. The stats don't tell you that they keep scores against low, but watching them, they're nasty to play against, both these teams.
Yes, that's why it's fun to watch these two teams. Even if they're not scoring a lot, they're playing hard-nosed basketball.
Yeah, Vosica wanted inside for Lexi Taylor, but the pass did not connect, out of bounds. I mean, Jackson can definitely play with this Riverton team. It's just a matter of getting through some early jitters here. What a great way to break the press, and now Firmanek lost it off her foot. And it's Riverton ball. Good job passing their way out of the press. They had a 2-on-1 for a moment, but Olive lost the handle.
Well, Jackson so far, I think, has done a great job of looking for openness, whether it's on that fast break or the open shots from Burcham.
Junior 5'9" Rylan Brown passes into, loose ball. That was intended for Carson Vosica, the freshman, but a turnover. Ari Fowler to Firmanek. Nice job. They're identifying who's open, and Burcham just failed to finish. Mads Holland with a putback. She wanted a foul, didn't get it.
Yeah, I think her arm definitely got hit on that throw up.
Well, it was good ball movement, though, Mac. They found the open player. It was Burcham. She just couldn't nail the three. Rylan Brown with it now for Riverton. They're up 4-0 with just under 5 to go in the first. Double team on the freshman, Vosica, and she lost it. Good job.
Way to go.
Yeah, it's the third jump ball of the game, just 3 minutes in.
Both these teams kind of, I will say, not careless, but a little reckless with the ball. They both turn it over a lot. And we might see that all night. Mads Holland, that's a reach-in on Rylan Brown, who got the arm of Holland, and Brown puts hands on hips. She's upset with herself or the refs or something. Mads Holland gives it right back to Lucy Webb. Drives baseline. She'll try it on three. There was contact. No call. Ball out of bounds. And that's, well, they're going to say Jackson. They're going to say it was off probably Lexi Taylor. Jackson ball. Fowler will inbounds. Jackson still looking for points here. 4-0. Firmanek out to Webb. Lucy Webb watched by Rylan Brown. Ari will try a three. And that's in. Ari Fowler.
That fast on the board.
Yeah, that's what she does best, is that three-point shot, and that's why she averages 8 points a game.
She puts it up quick, huh, Max? She's not waiting around. Here's Taylor. Her shot for Riverton. No good. Fowler with a rebound. Webb and Fowler play pitch and catch in the backcourt. Dangerous pass to Burcham. Boy, you see that, and Leesburg was hunting Allison. That's like the safety coming up, making that hit. You don't want to leave that pass out in the air like that. Yowza. Jackson ball. Webb inbounds to Fowler. Ari. Pesky defense from Timbri Mathill. Now the double team as Rylan Brown comes over, and Brown reaches in again. That's 2 on her, and that's going to be a seat on the bench for Rylan. As Coach Bosner said, yeah, you need to cool it. Aspen Gordon, who is one of the better sixth players in varsity girls basketball is in the game. You don't lose much with Brown in there. Look at Lucy. Webb drive baseline, but can't get the shot. Fowler tries a three. That's partially blocked. And the rebound is Fosika, and another tie-up. And Les Webb got to reach it.
She did. They didn't call. Yeah.
You got to be careful. I mean, if you see the ball there, you're taught to put your hands on it, Mac, but you got to make sure it's the hands on the ball only.
And it looked like both officials were waving to call the foul, so it might have been an obvious foul. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Riverton ball. That's Lucy's first. Here's Leesburg, and she lost the handle for a moment. That's kind of rare. Talon drives paint. What a nice kick out to find a wide open Timbri Matteo, who could not deliver. Leesburg pump fake, puts it up, but that's that stutter step.
Double
and
dribble.
the referees don't like that. So, Trinity Green checks in for Olive Firmanek for Jackson. Webb also comes out. She's replaced by...
No, she's throwing it in.
Oh, throwing it in, sorry. Oh, that pass intended for Green and stolen away by Timbri Matteo. Careless pass. Turnovers. Leesburg wide open for three. Rolls in and out. Out of bounds off Mads Holland. It's Riverton ball. Mads had the rebound, but just couldn't hang on. Leesburg streaky from deep. And when she's not on, you better take advantage. Talon looking around now. Nobody open. Now floats it out here high to Matthill. Over to Lexi Taylor. Taylor back to Leesburg. Leesburg gets a nice screen, but it's picked up immediately by Holland. And now it's Timbri Matthill. Drives baseline. Goes down. Tripped over. Yeah, I think she might have
that was all on her own.
Allison or fell herself.
I'm going to say she tripped on her own shoelace.
Yeah, that's what it appeared to be. And on top of the very slippery court here in Jackson, that's going to be a factor of the travel.
You mentioned that slippery hardwood here. Green up ahead. What? Look at the ball movement.
Oh, yes.
Burcham with a finish. Allison Burcham gives Jackson their first lead of the night, 5-4. And I love this passing. Who is this team, Mac?
Yeah, it's definitely great to see. They're not turning it over as much. And when they are turning it over, it's because Jackson is getting ahead of the defense.
Vosika over to Leesburg. Talon walks it out all the way out to the Bronx logo, and now kicks it far side in the corner to freshman Vosika. Vosika lost the handle, but goes right to Timbri Matthill. Matthill drives left block. Her layup no good.
Lucy's going to get a foul
on Webb, her second. That's in the act of shooting, and they'll send Matthill to the line. She is their best free throw shooter at 63%, the junior. She's also their top stealer, and we've already seen her do a couple of those. Matthill eyes it, deep knee bend, and lets it fly. That's short. And we're still at 5-4 with 2:21 to go in the first. Rylan Brown back in the game with 2 fouls. She'll replace Carson Vosika. And for the Jackson Bronx, we get our first look at Kat Ankeny, taking the place of Lucy Webb. Second from the line, Timbri Matthill, the junior. And she can't get that to fall. Rebound Mads Holland. Here comes Burcham looking to push the pace and lost the handle. Leesburg took it away. Taylor Leesburg up and in with a left-hand layer, and Riverton back in front.
And you could just tell Riverton is one of those teams that likes to run the 1980s fast break style of basketball.
Which is why I said you got to Burcham looking for Ankeny or Trinity. That's a long cross-court bounce pass.
Yeah.
A hot, low percentage pass. If it works, it's great. When it doesn't, it's But, yeah, I think Jackson's got to slow this game down. Do not let Riverton get to running. Leesburg, bounce pass to Taylor. Lexi, watched by Trinity Green, hands off to Taylor Leesburg. Leesburg, look at her watch the floor and now direct traffic. Her eyes are always up. Even when she's dribbling, she's looking everywhere. Here's Rylan Brown. Brown gets a screen from Timbri Matthill. Now backdoor cut to Leesburg. No good. Aspen Gordon put up the loose change and was fouled in the act. It's going to be on Mads Holland, her first.
Yeah, and that's a tough call to make. It almost looked like Mads Holland got nothing but the basketball, but it's hard to tell from all the way up here.
Gordon to the line, 12% free throw shooter, worst on the team. And actually a free throw shooter statistically worse than Mads Holland. And I didn't think that possible, Mads. Mads once cracked the glass backboard with a free throw shot. And I'm just kidding. Here's Gordon with her second. She can't get either, so statistics don't lie. Here's Burcham with a rebound to Mads Holland. Oh, scary moment. Fowler to Burcham. And they'll get over the line, but watch out. Boy, that Leesburg she's everywhere. Just stepped right up, almost stole it. Trinity's in trouble. Gets it to Mads Holland. Open Fowler. She's got a three look. Good! Holy Fowler.
And Jackson is having an offensive quarter because Riverton is trapping those corners. Someone is open, and Jackson's doing a great job to recognize the openness.
Jackson's using that trap against them. Nice turnaround post move there by Lexi Taylor. Her shot is short, but the fight for the rebound is two girls hitting the deck, and thankfully no call, just a jump ball. We're under a minute. Jackson's up 8-6. And I like everything the Lady Broncs are doing right now, Mac, including the ball movement. When they're trapped, they get it to somebody open. Rylan Brown, and that's 4 points now off an easy throw-in. There's Burcham with Leesburg on her. Leesburg just jabbing away with both hands, and it's finally going to cost her. And it's not necessary there if you're Taylor. I know she likes to play hard defense, but you're a long way from the rim, and you already got one. That's two now, and they need you on the floor. Just not necessary. Trinity Green floats it to Ari Fowler. Plenty of time. She puts one up, a three, short, no good. Rebound, Gordon. Aspen's tied up, and another quick whistle. They're very quick on the jump balls, perhaps sensing these two teams can get nasty.
Yep, and that's the fifth jump ball of the quarter. Possession arrow will be in favor of Jackson. And let's see if Jackson can take the lead here.
Both teams with 4 fouls as Trinity Green triggers into Ari Fowler. Fowler, kick out to Ankeny. Cat back to Fowler, drives baseline. Nice job to shut her off by Timbri Matilda Jr. Just left her no real estate. And Rylan Brown on the turnover, works it up to Leesburg. Leesburg going to play for a last shot, maybe. 18 seconds. Taylor with it now. Lexi underneath, that stolen away by Allison Burcham, intended for Timbri Mathill. And now Burcham has it taken away by Leesburg again. And Leesburg hits the deck, and that's Burcham. Allison will have fouls of retaliation occasionally. She plays with fire.
Yeah, this has been a very physical game, which I like the grittiness of
Sure
both these
has.
teams. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I expect the final to be in the 20s or 30s.
Burcham, her second, so trouble there. 8 seconds. Leesburg from the line is good to give Riverton a lead now, 9-8. Here's her second. Bosner is telling everybody, get out of the blocks. They didn't get the message, as that shot's good. Here's Mads Holland. It's now 10-8. Time running out. We got 6 seconds. Ari Fowler driving, lost the handle. Burcham at the buzzer, no good.
Oh, 1
It's
second.
off the cable out of bounds. There's no time to do anything here, and I think we're going to end this one 10-8 with 1 second. Jackson will put a little pressure on. And there's a pass into Leesburg. She lets it fly at the buzzer, and closer than I might have thought. And that's the end of the first quarter after 1. It's Riverton 10, Jackson 8, and a fun game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the second quarter after this.
Cashmere, silk, down, or denim, Blue Spruce Cleaners is where you take them. We have a friendly, knowledgeable staff, eager and happy to serve you in 2 locations and on the road with daily pickup and delivery service and expert tailoring on site. We offer the best in green, effective, and gentle cleaning with Green Earth Cleaning and professional laundry for your sweaters, gowns, comforters, and linens. Blue Spruce Cleaners is a recognized reduce, reuse, recycle business leader, providing green, affordable, and friendly service to our community for over 20 years. Whatever the season, whatever the reason, Blue Spruce Cleaners.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Broncs, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Back to the action. Both teams huddled up, discussing that first quarter. I like the Lady Broncs. I love the ball movement, Mac.
Yes, I think they got to keep doing what they're doing. Find the open person because they're doing a good job of that. The shots are starting to fall. They're much better offensively so far. 8 points in a quarter, that's a good offensive output for the Broncs. And, you know, if they're going to get these open shots, they're going to start falling after more and more, as we've seen. So I think Jackson's just got to be careful for those traps. They've done a solid job of being patient when getting double teamed. They're not just throwing it just to throw it. They're actually trying to be patient, looking for the open person, which I really like.
They really are. You're right. They're being patient. The game is kind of ugly like we thought it would be, and I think that suits Jackson. They want to slow it down, make it muddy. Fowler tried for a steal there. Leesburg shot, and Ari came in behind her and got all ball. Yes, jump ball. Ari was hoping her head snapped around on a swivel. She's like, oh, no, you didn't. That was all ball, and a good job. Jump ball. Fowler ahead to Mads Holland. Holland to Lucy Webb. Webb around the rim, and it's Harley Rommel, whose shot is short. Rebound Leesburg. Watch out. Ari Fowler right behind her. Kicked it loose. But she saves it to the freshman Vosica, who gives it to Rylan Brown. Rylan Brown floats one inside Alexi Taylor.
Oh,
and
nice
that's taken away by Ari Fowler. Here comes Jackson. Harley Rommel, she lost the handle. Stolen away by Timbri Mattel. And yeah, turnovers. Never mind the score of this game. Let's just keep track of turnover. Whoever wins the turnover battle wins this one. Leesburg pass intended for Leesburg. Ari got a hand on it out of bounds at the black hole. Leesburg will inbounds for the Wolverines. Talon floats it out here to Rylan Brown. Brown around the horn to Timbri Mattel. Mattel inside, wide open for a shot. Good. That's Carson Vosica, the freshman. She's missed some time this year with injury, but when she's been in the lineup, she's been good. And it's 12-8 Riverton. Here's Lucy Webb. She'll try a top of the key three off the mark. Leesburg with a rebound. Here comes Riverton. 3-on-1. Flipped over here to Timbri Mattel. Drives, and on the way there, she ran into Mads Holland. That couldn't have been pleasant.
Yeah, well, both teams almost look like they're getting a little sped up, a little out of control, as we've said. We expect that from both these teams, but yeah, Riverton almost getting a little careless. Jackson getting a lot of tips in those passes.
Foul was on Fowler, and that inbounds pass stolen away by Lucy Webb. Jackson ball, Green to Rommel. Harley got a little room for a shot, but she's going to work it to Green. Cross court, baseline, Ari Fowler up and in. And Max, she had to put that shot through a block. I think there was actual contact there. And she put the ball up and in through an actual touch.
Well, that was a great left-handed finish from Fowler and a great court vision pass by Green.
Long three from Lexi Taylor just rattles in and out. Rebound from Mattil. That won't go. And on the backside, Rylan Brown is fouled, trying to pull down her rebound. That's going to be on Fowler again. 2 quickies. And Ari checks the nose. She got whacked. I mean, every game Ari gets something in the face. The eye, the lip, no, she's always getting beat up. 2 quick ones on Fowler, though. Rylan Brown to the line, short, no. Brown, a 43% free throw shooter.
Well, Jackson's got to take advantage. Riverton is 0 for 5 from the free throw line.
True enough. 5:57 to go in the half. Rylan Brown gets a shooter's roll there, and it's 13-10. A 3-0 tie. Here comes Lucy Webb. Riverton backing off pressure a little, but that's the steal. Leesburg saw it coming. Her floor IQ is high. She knows where you're passing before you do. Taylor time out here as Coach Bosner wants to have a little chat. He's up 3, 13-10, and with the timeout on the floor will go as well. It's Jackson Broncs basketball on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-Tetons or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Your home for Jackson Hole High School sports is KZ95. Let's get back to the game.
Well, Jackson Lady Broncs, they're right there. 13-10, and what should be a battle, low-scoring affair. Max calling for maybe a 30-29 game, tops.
Yeah, I think it's just been a physical game, and I like to see it.
Riverton with it now. It's Timbri Matteo. Has it stolen away by Mads Holland. And here comes Trinity Green with it now for Jackson. Up ahead to Fowler. Fowler works it to an open web. Pump fake, gets away from Vosika for a moment. Her pass for Green, though, is stolen away and now stolen back. Mads Holland, bounce pass wide open. Green! And she can't finish. What a nice pass. Good look by Mads. Green was open, and she missed. Leesburg with it now. Talon, bounce pass, looking for Vosika, never got there. Stolen. Jackson ball, turnovers galore, and now Rommel got caught walking. It'll be a travel. Just under 5 minutes to go in the half. 13-10 Wolverines. Leesburg will inbounds on that far side. Talon's been in all the way. Her and Brown to the backcourt. Brown rested briefly with the 2 fouls. Brown to Leesburg. Talon thinks about a 3. Fowler adjusts quickly after getting put in the air. Now it's Rylan Brown inside to Taylor. Taylor on 2 defenders, couldn't get the shot away. Partially blocked. Here comes Jackson. Lucy Webb with it. Over to the far side to Ari Fowler. Fowler drives right down Broadway, puts it up and in. And one. Ari Fowler.
Uh-oh, she hit hard.
Yeah, she did. And normally it's the one who's trying to set their feet, taking the charge that gets hurt. But Ari, where she plays hard, it's going to be on Lexi Taylor. She'll sit for a moment, as that might have jarred her as well. That's her first. Fowler to the line with a chance to tie here. She's a good free throw shooter. Well, sort of good. Mads Holland out. Jack Strickland in as Jackson goes big here.
Well, that was a fantastic, tough finish from Fowler and makes the old school three-point play.
She does. We're tied at 13. Rylan Brown with it now for Riverton. 4:25 to go in the half. Brown with Webb on her, finds here in the near corner Timber Matteo. Brown with a baseline 3, short right to Leesburg, and her follow-up is no good. And then it's Aspen Gordon, who's blocked by Jax Strickland, who is just in the game, and she put all ball on that. Here's Ari Fowler, 18-footer off the back iron, no good. Trinity Green with a rebound. Green inside to Strickland. Oh my, that's a tough shot. She was heavily contested. Almost made it. Rylan Brown to Leesburg, far side right in front of the hole. 3, good. And Taylor Leesburg can get streaky that way as Burcham gets ready to check back in.
Well, it's interesting. Riverton has only attempted 3 threes for the whole game.
And stolen away. Here comes Riverton. It's Carson Vosika, half out of control, and loses the handle to Lucy Webb. Webb up ahead to Jacqueline Strickland. Jax gets it to Rommel, but it never got there. Stolen by Timbri Matteo. Matteo reaching by Green, not called, and here's Rylan Brown now for Riverton, settling things down. Riverton up 3 with 3 minutes to go in the half. To Leesburg. Talon surveys, now throws to Brown, Rylan Brown, right back to Taylor Leesburg. Inside of the freshman Vosika, turns, pops 1 10-footer, gets a friendly roll. Good shot. She's so good at that, those mid-range shots. Vosika, the freshman, she's going to have a great career here in high school.
Oh, I was about to say, she looks very comfortable with that shot and just is natural to her.
Harley Rommel answers for the Bronx. That's a 2, long 2. And it's 18-15 with 2.5 to go in the second quarter. Brown to Leesburg, back to Rylan Brown, baseline 3, good. Rylan Brown, nothing but net, and it's 21-15, 6-point lead, the biggest of the night for the Wolverines. Webb to Trinity Green. Green bounce pass intended for Webb. It's stolen away by Rylan Brown. Brown comes back the other way to Leesburg, watched by Rommel. Rylan Brown, she just made a triple from there, but now it's Leesburg. Her three, no way. And Ari Fowler gobbles up the rebound. To Green, to Rommel, to Fowler. Ari, far side, cross the line. Trouble with Timbri Matthew, who, as we said, leads this team in steals. And a timeout called by head coach Olivia Bingham. And we'll take it with him. With 1:46 to go in the second quarter, it's Riverton 21, Jackson 15. We'll be right back on KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
They say the best offense is a good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming's roads and highways just as much as it does on the basketball court. Always know road conditions before you head out. Visit wyoroad.info, download WYDOT's 511 app, or call 511 for current conditions. Buckle up every trip, every time, and put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. Finally, never drink and drive, not even a little, because buzz driving is drunk driving. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Your home for Jackson Hole High School sports is KZ95. Let's get back to the game.
We're back courtside. Jackson Bronx think tank right there. As Olivia Bingham discusses things with the troops. Thanks, Mac.
Oh, I think that was a good timeout call. You know, Riverton's starting to get a little bit of momentum, starting to hit threes. They haven't attempted many, but they've also made 2 of them. You know, that's the difference in this game, is that 6-point lead. So I think it's a smart timeout call to stop the bleeding, you know, before Riverton could go on a larger run. So I think Jackson, if they get an answer here, you know, that could be big going into the half.
Absolutely. We've seen the Lady Bronx play well and then just watch it get away from them. And it seems to be one run that kind of ruins the game for him. Webb to Rommel, back to Lucy. Lucy in trouble, and again, it's that Timbri Matthew playing defense. Burcham had it poked away, but it goes right to Webb. Lucy to Rommel. She'll try a 3. Just misses. Trinity Green with the putback, and that won't go either. And it's pulled down by Timbri Matthew, and Burcham's got a piece of it as well. The shot's got to go, Mac. Good looks.
Those are the ones you look back and you're like, oh man, if that would have gone in. But good job by Green to get those rebounds. She's got at least 3 or 4 offensive rebounds in the game.
Rommel's 3 look good. Green's putback look good, but they just won't go. Leesburg from 3 off the front iron. No. Trinity Green with a rebound. Harley Rommel with it now for Jackson. Harley to Lucy Webb. Webb, watched by Mathill. Mathill to Jack Strickland now, quickly to Burcham in that far corner. Good defense by both teams. Big bang, Leesburg. Oh, that's her third. Taylor Leesburg came up to meet the loose ball, but it wasn't a loose ball when she got there. It was in Harley's hands.
Yeah, and I was wondering when that was going to happen. Jackson needed to attack Lesburg a little bit earlier, but yes, getting her out of the game is huge.
Leesburg's got to sit now with 3 ticks on her record with under a minute to go. Burcham floats cross court. That was a bad idea as Lexi Taylor and Trinity Green collide. And it's going to be Green who commits the foul, her first. 48 seconds here to go in the half. Burcham comes out, Ankeny in. As the first half winds down, here's Ryland Brown, the 5'9" junior, across the line, gets a nice screen from Gordon. That's a corner 3, no good from Taylor. Rebound, Harley Rommel. Max says, go, you got numbers with Aspen Gordon on the ground. Here's Ankeny. Ankeny gets it to Webb. Webb spinning around. You got time, 20 seconds. Now to Kat Ankeny. Ankeny bounce pass inside to Jack Strickland, and getting a hand on it is Aspen Gordon, but she might have reached in. No, jump ball. Boy, the defense. A lot of defense back.
Yeah, 21-15 only in the half is a low-scoring affair.
Trinity Green tries a baseline drive. My goodness, Trinity is just snake bit with making balls go in. We're down to 7 seconds. 6. Crowd counts it down for the Wolverines. Long three, top of the key, no good from Lexi Taylor. Rebound Green, but she has no time to do anything with it. And that's how the half will end with a score: Riverton 21, Jackson 15. We'll go to the halftime stats and the halftime show and be right back with that after these. You're enjoying Bronx basketball in KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
The Board Store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vestool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the Board Store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Live play-by-play coverage of Jackson Bronx sports continues with Jake Nichols on KZ95.
That's halftime here in Jackson. I'm Jake, Matt, Kimmy K. The whole crew's here. The whole crew gonna act up as we're at halftime. And the girls, they're within striking distance, down 6. They played better than that, though, Mac. Did they not?
Yes.
They played better than 21-15, but it's kind of been that way this season, and they're just not close enough.
Yeah, and that might have been the best half of the year for the Bronx. It's right up there with Kelly Walsh at home earlier in the season, but 15, and that's not even their best offensive output in a half. And there's a lot of missed opportunities that the Bronx had, but their defense with a mixture of their offense is what made that half so special and different in my eyes, because they were getting open looks and they were knocking those open looks down. Something they've struggled with to do this season. Like, they obviously have been much better offensively this year, but those open looks, there's been a lot of them that you're just like, man, if only those had gone in. But now those open looks are going in, and now the shots that aren't going in are the contested ones that shouldn't go in. But yeah, Jackson has made open shots. They're making tough shots, and Ari Fowler is having a great first half.
Offensively, Jackson, I love the ball movement. Really good passing for a team that sometimes throws it away. They're really identifying the open player. And I think it caused Riverton and Coach Posner to back off that whole trap idea. He got burned on it a couple times, his team. And then defensively, Jackson has caused a couple of turnovers from Riverton, who we said next to Jackson is a team most likely to be a little shaky with the possession of the basketball. So that's where 2 good things going in Jackson's favor. Kimmy K, numbers on our visitors, Riverton.
Vasika, 6.
Yeah, she's been impressive. Freshman.
Brown, 6. Lesleberg, I can't read this handwriting, sorry.
Yeah. Taylor Leesberg.
9.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, and those are their big horses, Vosika, Brown, and Leesberg. That's the whole team right there. You're still going to hear from Lexi Taylor and Timbri Matto before it's all over. But, yeah, their bigs are playing big. How about Jackson?
Ari Fowler with 11. We got Burcham with 2 and Rommel with 2.
Ari's having an Ari game.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that there's only been 6 scorers in the entire game.
That
from
is
both teams. Not much balance scoring-wise, but, the leaders are leading, and Fowler's doing a great job leading Jackson, and Lesberg's doing a great job leading Riverton, and they're matched up against each other. I think Jackson, though, I think Fowler, she's having a good game. I think Jackson's got to get the ball to Fowler more and have her attack Lesberg and get Lesberg to foul out of this basketball game. Because that could be a huge factor. Riverton hasn't had many options of scoring other than Lesberg and Vosika. Vosika's had a solid game, but if you get rid of Lesberg and out of the game, then the game's wide open.
Very true. It's interesting that the third time these two teams have seen each other, I would figure that it would be somebody you don't expect to kind of carry the load, somebody who comes off the radar, because you now know who's dangerous. There's no secrets. It's the third time you've seen these teams. Riverton knows they got to stop number 0. Jackson knows they got to stop number 11. Yet the bigs are having big games, and maybe that's a product of we're late in the season, it's crunch time, and that's when ballers ball out, man, when it's 2 games left in the regular season.
Yeah, it's been a fun showing for sure, and I just think the game is right there for both teams for the taking, but Jackson, they got to have a sense of urgency. It's the last home game. Last time they're going to be playing here till next December, so that's a good 10 months away, and still winless for the season. The improvement's there. They're building a foundation. Get that first win in 3 years. Why not? It is right there, right in front of them for the taking.
I just don't know how you fix missed shots in the middle of the game. You can fix that in the offseason. You can fix that in a week of practice. Just shoot. I don't know how you fix shots that won't go in the middle of the game, but Jackson has to do that, because if you just count some of those good open looks they've had, a couple of Trinity Green's putbacks, a couple of, looks that were really good, then this is a tie game at the very least. But, yeah, making shots, it's been an issue all season. We know that. Both teams back on the floor taking warm-ups, and we'll come back. We're about 3 minutes away from tapping the second half here in the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
One good play can improve a team's chance of winning the game. And when executed properly over and over again, that play can take a team far. One good decision when you get behind the wheel can do the same. Approximately half of the people who lose their lives on Wyoming roads each year were not wearing a seatbelt. Stay in the game, Wyoming. Buckle up every time you get in your vehicle. It's a winning play. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
They're getting ready to resume action here at the half. And both teams back out taking warm-ups. And Mac, you and I noted that Taylor Leesburg is doing nothing but shooting threes. And when she gets that dialed in, she can take over a game.
Yeah, she had 1 3, or did she? I think she had 2 threes.
I think she had 1.
1 or 2 in the first half.
Brown might have had the other. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe she had 2. Yeah.
But I think a strategy for the Jackson Bronx is they should just start getting aggressive and setting the tone with their fouls, because Riverton did not shoot the free throw ball really well that first half. They struggled. They could be up by twice their margin. So I think what Jackson's got to do is just try and get stops by almost not by fouling with reckless abandon, but by fouling to get the stop without getting in too much foul trouble. That is a big gray area. But, if Riverton continues to struggle from the free throw line, that could be a strategy to get Jackson back into it.
And again, it kind of fits in a little bit with my key to the game. It's slow the game. I mean, make the game ugly. Make the game physical. Make the game slow down. Hit people, don't hurt people, hit people. I think the more this game deteriorates into ugly basketball, the better the Lady Broncs are going to look in this one. I think that's where you got to drag them down to that level.
Absolutely, and we'll see. It was you could say an ugly first half offensively, but you could say it's also a really good first half offensively. Both teams made a lot of good decisions, made the right shots, when it was needed. So
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch, and the Lady Broncs have always been fun to watch. And we're looking at two of the worst teams in the conference, and you just know going in before it starts, it's going to be a fun game. That doesn't matter. These two teams play fun basketball. Jackson, Evanston, they're all those similar kind of teams that they just play hard. I mean, they just play hustle and heart basketball. Jackson will send out Fermanagh, Bircham, Fowler, Mads Holland, and Lucy Webb, the starting five. And I believe the same for Riverton. As we get a look at Timbery Mathieu, Lexi Taylor, Rylan Brown, who has the ball now, Taylor Leesburg, and the freshman Carson Bosica. Am I still on the...
Oh, good.
Riverton shot, no good. Good defense by Fowler, who did not commit the foul, just keeping her hands straight up. Shot missed, rebound Jackson. Fowler up ahead to Fermanagh. Fermanagh looking for Lucy Webb, but reaching in, and Rylan Brown got a piece of that. But last touch by Riverton, so Jackson retains possession. Lucy Webb into Ari Fowler. Fowler, she'll put one up from the arc, and that's no good. Rebound off the hands of Lexi Taylor, they say. Mads Holland was in the mix, but they're going to say it's off Taylor, so Jackson ball again. They'll get another look here. 7:26 to play in the third. Just underway here in the second half. Bounce pass into Fermanagh. Fermanagh to Mads Holland. And loose change comes out to Lucy Webb. Lucy Webb, bounce pass. Bircham, three, no. And the rebound, Leesburg did not secure it. And it goes right to Ari Fowler. Fowler floats one to Fermanagh, turns, post move. And that goes. And I'd rather see Fermanagh do that than try to pass in the paint. Oh, my goodness, just shoot it, girl. She's got good size at 5'10".
Yeah.
Fermanagh swats that ball out of bounds.
And that was a nice little post move as well. Just went right up with that fadeaway jump shot. And, Jackson's got to get more of those third chances. Every opportunity matters.
Bounce pass into Leesburg, and she got loose somehow. Nobody near her. And Jackson asleep at the wheel again on that quick inbounds. 23-17. So deflating when you work so hard, and then a bounce pass in, and it's up and in. Fowler, and she went down hard. Leesburg in the vicinity, but it's not going to be her. Talon said that should have been a travel as Fowler went down, but no. It's a foul on Timbery Mathieu, the junior, her first of the half. Lucy Webb in the Fermanagh touch pass right back to Lucy. Up and in, that's the old give and go.
Yeah, and you could tell Lucy definitely has practiced that shot. That's a nice mid-range touch.
4-point game now, Rylan Brown with it. Pass to Leesburg. Leesburg on Fowler. Her pass stolen away by Olive Fermanagh. Coming down all alone. Left-handed layup. Good. And the Jackson Broncs have pulled within two. 23-21. Leesburg over to Rylan Brown. Riverton's been coughing it up here to start the third. Lexi Taylor with Fermanagh on her. Floats one inside to Rylan Brown. Nice pass. Brown's shot is denied by Fowler, but it's going to be a foul. And I think it's on Ari, but I hope it's not. It is. And that's Ari's third. Let's keep an eye on Coach Bingham, whether she decides. Yes, she does. Harley Rommel's going to come in. Rylan Brown to the line. She's 43% on the year and misses that. Jackson can't afford to have Fowler on the bench any more than Riverton can have Leesburg out of the lineup. Second of two from Brown. That's no good. Fermanagh with a rebound. Bounce pass to Mads Holland. Over to Lucy Webb. Lucy Webb working on Timbery Mathieu. No pressure here from Riverton. They kind of backed off that. Rommel wide open in front of the black hole. No. Rebound, Furmanek puts it back. Nuh-uh, and now Mads Holland is in.
That touched the top of the backboard and went right down. But, Jackson has scored, and they've gone on this run because of those second chance opportunities. They are out-rebounding the Riverton Wolverines.
Strong on the offensive boards. That's a travel. So erase Lexi Taylor's shot. And a turnover, and the Jackson Bronx have erased that deficit that they went into the half with. We're tied at 23 with 5:20 to go in the third. Webb, her pass intended for Burcham, knocked out of bounds by Lexi Taylor. Jackson ball. Lucy Webb will inbounds right in front of her own bench. Jackson has Fowler parked for the moment, so they got to find points elsewhere. Into Rommel, back to Webb. Webb double teamed on the baseline. Gets it out, top of the key to Burcham. Allison puts a move on. That's her patented move. Her shot, though, partially blocked. And Allison's going to do the best she can and reach in for the tie-up, but no, that's going to be a foul. Lexi Taylor secured the rebound, and Allison just reached in too aggressively. That's 3 on Burcham. Fouls are an issue, Mac.
Yes, they are, and Jackson's got to use these fouls more wisely. Let it be known when it's needed, but Jackson, that was not needed right there in that play.
Leesburg, now it's Vosika. Vosika gets it to Taylor, bumps hard with Furmanek. Olive's putting her hand straight up to say, I didn't do anything, but it was more the hip contact. No, it wasn't her. It's going to be Rommel if they call it on. It'll send Lexi Taylor to the line. Pretty good free throw shooter, 52%. Although Riverton has not been doing much from the charity stripe tonight. That one's in. Breaks the tie, 24-23. Aspen Gordon checks in for Carson Vosika. Trinity Green back in the game for Jackson. She'll replace Allison Burcham. As those two hug on the way, they both ran into each other. And here's Taylor. She made the first. And she misses the second. Sky high for the rebound is Furmanek. Now the ball lost. And it's out of bounds off Holland, I believe. And yeah. Olive is a good rebounder, obviously, with her 5'10 height, but she has to secure the ball and then learn how to do those things when you come down, like get wide, get elbows swinging, create space. Don't panic. Like come down with that ball with a hard grip and start swinging elbows. Here's Harley Rommel. Her pass taken away. Here comes Timbri Mathill. Mathill with Furmanek on her. Puts a layup in. No good. Good job by Furmanek to play hard defense without committing the foul. Mads Holland double team trap, but gets it to Rommel. Harley almost took a step to Green. Ahead to Furmanek, and that's panic pass right there. Slow it down, girls. They're getting too fast. Here's Leesburg now. Taylor to Rylan Brown. Brown walks it to the top of the key. Now in the left-hand lane, and no good. Rebound Green, and a reach in. That's going to be on Timbri Mathill, I think. No, that's Aspen Gordon, her first. 3 on Jackson, 2 on Riverton here as the fouls starting to pile up. Furmanek's going to sit.
Yeah, and this has been an ugly first 4 minutes. Both teams like struggling. Riverton not making much inside, and Jackson getting a little rushed.
Well, ugly good for Jackson as long as it's slow and ugly. Rommel, her pass almost stolen, and as she gets it to Mads Holland. Holland wants Webb inside, but that pass just isn't there. Cross court, top of the key, Green. She'll try a 3, left-handed, no good. Rebound, Trinity gets her own rebound, pulls it up, gives it to Jack Strickland. Here's a 3 from Rommel. That's short, and the rebound goes right to Rylan Brown. Riverton ball, they're up 1. 3:30 to go in the third. Leesburg wide open. You can't give her that kind of room. And she drains it. 27-23 now. Wolverines. Harley Rommel with it now for Jackson. Bounce pass, Mads Holland back to Rommel. Rommel, top of the key to Webb. Jackson looking for points with Fowler parked, and they're hard coming. Here's Fowler. Here's Harley Rommel for 3. Oh, we needed that, Harley.
Yeah, that was a good answer to Riverton's 3 the possession before. And, Harley's not afraid to shoot. That was a really good shot.
Baseline drive by Mathill didn't materialize. Now it's back out high to Lexi Taylor. Taylor to Leesburg. You got to come out and play her. I like what Rommel's doing. She's coming right out to meet her. And then Rommel is glued to her. They're playing man on Leesburg anyway. Pass to Leesburg. Taylor, she's going to drive. A little 10-foot pop shot. No good. Rebound, Jack Strickland. Jackson can take the lead here with 2.5 to go. Webb, pass up ahead to Mads Holland. Slow it down now. Don't panic. That pass inside. Jack Strickland was double teamed. Gordon was there and Brown was there, and Brown stole it. That's not the pass. Earlier in the first half, Mac, they were passing to the open person. It was great. But when you pass to somebody double covered, that's the opposite of passing to the open person.
Yeah, Jackson's just seeing half a second of openness and thinking it's going to be open for longer, but then Riverton gets back and rotates defensively. And, yeah, Riverton is very, very active. They've been active the whole game. And, Jackson just needs to take the second, take in the moment. They haven't taken the lead yet. I think it's going to happen at some point, but Jackson's just got to get, they've been doing a great job getting those stops. They just got to get the punch and get over that hump and take the lead and maybe make Riverton nervous. They're already starting to look nervous.
Yeah, don't look at the scoreboard. It's 0-0. Just slow the game down in your mind. And Jackson's playing a good ball game here. Look, we're almost 3/4 of the way through, and Jackson down 1, 27-26. Rylan Brown with it now for Riverton, watched by Lucy Webb. She's been all the way for Jackson. She plays monster minutes. Here's Aspen Gordon. Gordon bounce pass to Vosika. Vosika, little 10-foot shot, no good. And Jack Strickland was all over her with defense. It's out of bounds. Referees can't decide whose ball. Whose ball is it, Mac?
Well, one official said it was Jackson ball and 2 officials said it was Riverton ball.
Well, Riverton wins out by virtue of the numbers, 2 out of 3. Trouble here for Gordon. Can't find a way in. And that's a whistle. That's a time violation.
Oh, that was a quick 5. Maybe that would have been a makeup call right there. That seemed like a very fast 5 seconds.
That was a quick 5. At the last minute, Aspen Gordon tried to bang it off one of the Jackson defenders, but it was too late. Whistle blown. That pass stolen away by Leesburg. Up and
not in.
Missed it. Lucy Webb, and Leesburg just committed her 4th. Taylor Leesburg, after missing the layup, might have been a little frustrated. And she's coming out as she slaps hands with teammate Lexi Taylor. She's got to sit with 4 fouls. For Jackson, we get a look at Hayden Block for the first time tonight.
Well, that's a huge break for the Bronx. A missed layup and a 4th foul by the leading scorer of Riverton.
Everything you would have wanted. Here's Mads Holland. She drug her pivot foot. She wanted to pass to Hayden Block. By the time she saw it, it was too late. She wisely said no. And her second choice was Jack Strickland, but by then she was dragging her feet. 1:40 to play in the third. Jackson down 27-26. It's Riverton ball, though. Rylan Brown's got to do the point guard duties, and he threw it away. Without Leesburg, it's up to the junior Rylan Brown, who is a pretty good ball handler. She doesn't see the floor as well as Leesburg. Few do, but she's pretty handy to have if Taylor's sitting. There's a pass to Harley Rommel, almost over and back. Now it is, but they kind of let it go, and now Rommel loses it. It's Timbri Mattel with it now for Riverton. Rommel all over her. Pass to Lexi Taylor. Taylor, Jack Strickland. I love the way Jax plays defense. She's just daring her to shoot. That pass intended for Vosika, but a jump ball. Good job to reach in there. And Jackson will flip the arrow. They'll take the ball. And with 64 seconds, the Bronx down 1. Could end the third with a lead here if they play it smart. Mads Holland, wide open, Hayden Block. And she's picked up quickly. Her pass intended for Jack Strickland. Didn't get there. Now a tie up. Girls on the floor, jump ball.
And I think that ball has been on the floor more than in the player's hands. That ball just has butter on it. No one can gain control of that basketball.
I know. I mean, I can't fault the passes. The bounce passes are on point. The coverage is good, but you got to secure the pass. Strong hands. They got to work them vice grips. I'm telling you, Mac. Here's Vosika. Vosika hands it off to Timbri Mattel. Top of the key now Lexi Taylor thinking about a three, but Jack Strickland is hard to get a ball over. And stolen away by Jack Strickland. And another tie-up as Strickland and Timbri Mathill do battle. And that's going to be Jackson ball. On the jump ball. Can you imagine it was the old days when they jump every jump ball?
Man, this game would be very long.
We'd be playing to midnight.
Oh, like when they really jumped.
Yeah, Lucy Webb gets it to Hayden Block. Block, I don't know where she was going with that pass. Stolen away by Rylan Brown. And this is the ugliness of the what is going on out there? That's a
jump ball.
If in doubt, call the jump ball. That's what the officials are doing. And most of the jump balls have been the right call to make, so it's just, no one can gain possession.
Taylor Leesburg back in with 18 seconds, replacing Aspen Gordon. Leesburg will inbound. She's one foul away from an early shower. She gets it to Lexi Taylor. Taylor surveys down to 12 seconds. Top of the key, Rylan Brown almost lost it. She was looking before she secured it. Rylan Brown, watched by Block. Rylan tries to push Block out of the way. Taylor, we're at the buzzer here. Leesburg. Oh, man, that's a dagger.
Ouch.
And credit Coach Mike Bosner putting Leesburg back in. Even with 4 fouls, he sensed a buzzer shot from her, and he got it.
Well, that's a huge momentum play for Riverton. Jackson's just got to stay composed. It's still a 4-point lead. They won the quarter. Won the quarter by 2. That was a high-scoring quarter by Jackson. 11 points in the third. Jackson's doing the right things. It's 8 minutes. It's the final 8 minutes. This is what you dream about. You're down 4 with 8 minutes left.
You're right there.
Final game of the year here in Jackson.
I mean, these Lady Broncs have already lost to this team twice, once in an early season preseason tournament on neutral ground, and then once in the regular season. Now we're second time through the quadrant. Jackson would love some payback. They would just love a win. It's been a long time, and they're right there, 30-26. As we get put a fresh 8 up on the board, are we destined for a little OT? What do you think?
I think this game could definitely go into OT. This reminds me of when I was in 8th grade. It was a very close game and went into overtime against Riverton. That was in Sean Shockley's second stint with the girls. That was before I was in high school, and the game went into overtime, and Riverton won at the buzzer. Very high-scoring game. That was like in the 60s.
Woo. Well, Jackson ball down 4. Lucy Webb will inbounds on that far side. Backcourt to Harley Rommel. Rommel watched by Aspen Gordon. Leesburg is back out and sitting, by the way. That pass to Mads Holland, almost stolen away by Lexi Taylor. Rommel to Fowler, who's back in for Jackson. Kick out Rommel. She's got a 3, top of the key. No good, short. And now out of bounds. That's off Fowler, I believe. And it'll be Riverton ball, 30-26. Jackson, this game's gotten a little bit scrambly. Like to see him settle down, a little more composed basketball here. Rylan Brown to Timbri Mathill. Coach Bosner has had a short bench. He's only used Gordon off the bench, just been the starting 6. There's a travel on Rylan Brown. And a turnover, it'll be Jackson ball. Both teams shorten the bench. Jackson played a lot of the underclass in the JV game, and Coach Bosner is going mainly with his starters. And here's Harley Rommel. I think if it gets to foul trouble, Jackson has the deeper bench, honestly. Here's Lucy Webb, watched by Rylan Brown. Webb to Olive Furmanek. Furmanek pass, not a good one. Boy, I love Olive shooting more than I love her passing. It's Carson Vosica with it now. Gets it top of the key to Mathill. Over to Rylan Brown. Brown looking for a cutting Mathill, but it wasn't there. Now contact way out high, far from the basket. And that's going to be Mads Holland. Her second, first team foul of the 4th. The whistles were quiet for a moment. Maybe they're coming back. Aspen Gordon, the junior, will inbounds. Rommel bothering her. Now to Rylan Brown to the backcourt. Back Fowler reaching in, trying to swat it away. Rylan Brown works it into the nail there for Matt Hill. Now it's Lexi Taylor with a three. No good, but the rebound pulled down by Matt Hill. Puts it up and in. Timbry, Matt Hill, the junior, with a board and bucket. And it's 32-26. Little pressure here from the Wolverines. Lucy Webb, nice pick from Furmanek. She was set. I'll be interested to see how this goes. She looks set to me.
Yeah, she looks set, and, you know, it was an offensive foul on Furmanek. I don't know about that call. That's a tough one to make. Illegal screen there, you know, and so.
I mean, Olive is a lot of girl to run into, 5'10", and that was heavy impact, but I thought she had her feet set. She's going to pick up her first foul of the game, which for Olive, that's not too bad. At this late stage, Rylan Brown with it now. Thought about floating one into Lexi Taylor, but it wasn't there. Here's Mattel trying to get away from Holland. Mattel drives, coming out of nowhere is Olive Furmanek to steal it away. And now she bumps hard with Timbry Mattel. We do get a whistle. And here come the whistles again for Timbry. That's her second. And the first team foul for the Wolverines. Webb to inbounds. Nobody wants to get open. Now it's Olive Furmanek, gives it right back to Lucy Webb. I want to see Olive get down there and park it on the low post and start beating up. She has good matchup with the freshman Vosikas. Those two are one-on-one. There is Furmanek as Lucy tried to get it there. And Furmanek has it. Oh, my goodness, it wouldn't go. It did everything but go in. Wow, Webb's pass was dangerous. Vosika got a piece of it, but Furmanek strongly grabbed that ball, the loose ball, and put it up. And I don't know how that didn't go in, Mac. There's a block. That's on.
No, it's an offensive foul on Riverton. Now the illegal screens are getting called. And, yeah, back on the topic of the look. See, that's a look you're going to remember at the end of the game. Be like, oh my goodness, it was right there, you know.
I just said that's what Olive needs to do. Get out on that low post and go beat up that freshman Vosika. Here's an 18-footer, no good from Ari Fowler. There's Vosika as we talk about her, and a whistle and a timeout. No, whistle and a foul.
A foul on Matt Holland off the rebound, and that's what you don't need if you're the Bronx. Green will go in, and Furmanek will also go out of the game as well for Jack Strickland.
Yeah, Jack still gives you size. You trade 5'10" for 5'10". And now we'll get the timeout on the floor. We'll go as well. With 5:21 left in regulation, Riverton 32, Jackson 26. Coming right back after these.
Cashmere, silk, down, or denim, Blue Spruce Cleaners is where you take them. We have a friendly, knowledgeable staff, eager and happy to serve you, in 2 locations and on the road, with daily pickup and delivery service and expert tailoring on site. We offer the best in green, effective, and gentle cleaning, with Green Earth Cleaning and professional laundry for your sweaters, gowns, comforters, and linens. Blue Spruce Cleaners is a recognized reduce, reuse, recycle business leader, providing green, affordable, and friendly service to our community for over 20 years. Whatever the season, whatever the reason, Blue Spruce Cleaners.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Well, Jackson's close, but maybe not close enough. They've certainly played a really good game. I've enjoyed the Lady Bronx game. Riverton's hung in there. Give them credit. They've been game. Playing this road. It's tough to beat a team 3 times in a season, Mac.
Yes, it is. It's very rare. I think the only team I ever did it against personally was Green River my senior year. I think we had 3 wins over Green River, but it is definitely a rare feat.
Riverton with the ball up 6. Rylan Brown gets a screen from Leesburg, playing with 4 fouls. Now it's the Vosika in the corner. Watched by Strickland. Back to Rylan Brown. Brown working on Strickland, lost the handle, out of bounds, that's off her. And Jack Strickland, can't say enough about her defense. She's difficult to play against. Block shots or contested shots or just being there.
Just the presence, right?
Yeah.
The height and the presence being down there.
I mean, just panicked Brown into rolling that off her foot and out of bounds. There's Harley Rommel. Rommel watched by Aspen Gordon. Rommel in trouble, and the coach going to save her, I think. Yeah. As Rommel was kind of looking one way, another way, and we're getting towards 5 seconds. We're going to stay right here and take ourselves right down to the bench. What words of advice you got for the Lady Broncs? I mean, it's just a 6-point game.
Well, I think Jackson's got to score here if they want to make a momentum play, you know, get to within 4 or even 3, cut the lead in half for that matter. You know, Jackson's got to get a bucket if they want to just get within striking distance. You know, make Riverton nervous, as I said it before, but, you know, just make Riverton think twice, because once you think twice, that's when the mistakes start to come. And, you know, Jackson's done a great job getting stops, you know, and this is the time to get those stops, you know, and get those scores.
Both these teams have been able to cause the other to panic and cough it up. Here's Lucy Webb with it now for Jackson. They need scores on almost every possession here. Bounce pass into Jack Strickland. Strickland hounded by a double team. Kicks back out. Wide open is Webb. She doesn't take it. Harley Rommel with it now. Back to Lucy. Lucy watched by Rylan Brown. Bounce pass inside to Green. Green to Rommel. Her 3 just short. Rebound out of bounds. It's going to be Wolverine ball as Jack Strickland kind of gave it a run, but it was out.
Well, that was the right play to make for the Broncs. I really like that shot. You know, it's a great shot.
Yeah.
It just didn't fall.
No, it's good defense by the Wolverines. To find any kind of an open look is difficult, and that was the shot. Rommel just needed it. 4:20 to go. 32-26, Riverton up. Here's Leesburg on Webb. Leesburg going to drive right down the paint, and before that happened, a reach in on Webb, perhaps, yeah. That's a foul on the floor. The 4th on the Broncs, the 3rd on Lucy Webb. Inbounds coming from Timbri Mattill, or rather, Lexi Taylor. Taylor in trouble, bounce pass, Trinity Green all over Mattill. And now a tie-up. Timbri and Ari tie it up. It's a jump ball that'll flip the arrow at any rate. And we've seen a whole bunch of that tonight. Probably won't be the last as Lexi Taylor looks to inbounds. Can't find anybody again. Now finds top of the key, and there's that travel, that first step. Timbri Mattill shaking her head, and so am I, Timbri. I don't see that travel.
Yeah, and I think Jackson finally figured out the inbounds plays that Riverton's been crafty at this game.
Yeah, good point. Ari Fowler gets it to Jack Strickland. Jack's kick out, Fowler 3, too short. Rebound, fluck for Jack Strickland comes up with it. Now Leesburg takes it away, and that's off of Strickland. Oh, Jack's pulled down the board, but Leesburg is just her hands are so everywhere.
Well, Jax has got to keep it high because she's just got that high reach. You know, she could just score right over.
Yeah, hold it high. Good advice, Mac. Rylan Brown, far side. Lexi Taylor. Taylor almost lost it as Jack Strickland again playing Jack's kind of defense. Oh, but look at Taylor just roll right in. Missed the layup. Trinity Green ties up. Jackson Ball on the arrow as she tied up with Timbri Mattill. And we're going to set a record for turnovers and jump balls tonight.
Well, it looks like Green had position and it almost looked like a hug and may have been a foul call that could have been called, but, you know, it's just been the jump ball theme, so.
And a lot of them. Lucy Webb, pressure here from Riverton. Watch out. Webb wants Fowler to go. Now she finds Mads Holland. Mads Holland could have turned around and dribbled, but she gave it back to Lucy Webb. Webb to Green off her hands, but she recovers, or does she? Yes. Her floater in the lane. Good. Trinity Green. Jackson within 4. That was kind of a horse wreck, but Green salvaged it with a floater in the lane. Leesburg, come out and get her. I love this, Trinity Green. Don't let Taryn look around. Come all the way out here and get her. Now Webb's on Taryn Leesburg. Floats one into Rylan Brown. Her shot in the lane. A lot of traffic. No good. Jack Strickland pulls down the rebound. Up ahead to Lucy Webb. Jackson going to run? No, I would slow it down. There's a reach in from Mattill. And boy, it gets all kinds of messy here. Bounce pass, baseline. Mads Holland, Ari Fowler, 3. Goal! Ari Fowler, it's going to be a long 2. Just the 2 to make it 32-30. And there's that ball movement that we saw in the first half where they're finding the open player.
Well, the crowd can sense something different. There's something different about this game.
Oh,
Jackson is right there. You know, they've been resilient. They've been down 6 multiple times in the second half, and they are right back in it. They were down 1 for a long time. Now they're down 2. So, you know, Jackson's got to get a stop here. The offense is starting to go, but now the defense has got to come back into it.
This is getting interesting. 32-30. Riverton with a 1-possession lead. It'll be their basketball, but Jackson's starting to get back to doing things right. When Riverton's pressuring and trying to trap, Jackson's making the passes to the open players and getting good looks. And that last one was perfect. That's how you do it.
Well, Jackson's done a great job at the mid-range shot today.
Yeah.
You know, almost, I would say at least 20 of their points is from mid-range.
True enough. Well, both these teams have gone all the way with their studs. We have not seen a lot of the bench. And it's going to be Webb, Fowler, Strickland, Green, and Holland on the floor for the home team. And for the Riverton Wolverines, it's their starting 5 right back out there. Lexi Taylor will inbounds. Jackson dialing up some full court pressure here as Fowler tries to get it away from Leesburg. Up ahead to Taylor. Lexi, watch out. Ari's on her. Now to Leesburg. Taylor Leesburg. Lucy Webb going to come out and challenge her. I like this. Come all the way out and get her. Do not let her look around. She's so dangerous with distribution. Leesburg got a screen but was picked up by Fowler. Now Rylan Brown. She's picked up by Lucy Webb. Jackson playing tenacious defense. Leesburg with it now. Green watching her. Double team trap. Green and Fowler. And they just rip the ball and knock her down. And even if it is a foul, I love the aggression. And it's not.
It's a timeout. Which
wow.
I'm almost grateful for because that would have been on Ari, and that would have been the 5th foul on Fowler.
Boy, did they smell blood. I mean, they just surrounded Leesburg. And maybe it was my pregame keys to the game, and that was pressure number 11. And Talon must have got the message by now. They're after her.
That was a great trap by Jackson, you know, forced the 5 count, and it was almost there. It was almost there, and so Jackson, you know, I expect to see that coming out again, you know, but this time I don't know if it's going to be a bailout timeout call because there's only so many timeouts you could have in such a late a game. Timeouts are more valuable and precious.
Players playing with 4 fouls. Ari Fowler and Taylor Leesburg, both on the verge of being asked to exit. And they're both their respective teams' best scorers. And both teams back out on the floor. We'll set the scene for you. Under 2 minutes, 1:57 to go. Jackson down 2, but it's Wolverine ball. As the crowd ramps it up, Leesburg looking at inbounds. Gets it to Lexi Taylor. Taylor, watched by Jack Strickland, swipes at it. Lexi wants Rylan Brown to come around, and Riverton looks a little confused here. Brown with Fowler on her. Pulls up her dribble. Now she's in trouble, and it kicks out to Leesburg. Lucy Webb will come out and greet her almost at half court. Leesburg shakes away, floats one to an open Timbri Mathill. Around to Rylan Brown. Her shot rattles in and out, no good. Rebound, and that was a scrum. Boy, did they let him play. Max Holland got
She went down on the ground with that ball. Oh, my goodness.
But Jack Strickland picked up the loose change. Trinity Green! At the lead! And we are tied! Oh, my! And the crowd is sensing it now. 32-32 with a minute 5. And down goes Green! And a foul! That's one of those rolling picks. It's going to be on Lexi Taylor, I believe, her second.
Oh, it's only the 14th foul. I thought it was the 5th, too.
It'll give Jackson the ball.
Well, with no shot clock, I think Jackson should go for the final possession. Waste the whole minute.
No, no. They can't hang on to a ball for 60 seconds.
Oh, see?
Or even 2 seconds. Leesburg seals it away.
Oh.
And now almost taken back by Jack Strickland. Wide open. That shot no good. Rebound, Mads Holland. 46 seconds.
Yes.
Jackson basketball and a timeout. Oh, boy. This is getting fun. We'll stay right here.
Maybe not hold the ball for the final, but be patient. Get the best look you can get. 32-32, tie game. You don't want to lose the ball. This is the last time you want to lose the ball. Yeah, this is This is a fun one.
No hurry if you're the Bronx.
Yeah, because, you're right. You predicted overtime. We could very well see it. If Jackson scores, this building will explode.
Oh, boy. 32 all. This crowd has filled in for boys senior night, but I got a feeling the real treat of the night is this one, as this crowd senses it could be the first girls win.
There's some smaller girls over there. They're here to watch those girls right now. Half that crowd is here for this.
Wow. And this crowd letting the girls hear it. 46 seconds. 46 to go in the game. Jackson ball. Here's pressure from Riverton, full court. Fowler with it now. Riverton looking for a trap, but Ari's pretty slick ball handler behind the back dribble. Over the line. Crowd love that. Her pass almost stolen away. Mads Holland, she's in trouble. Gets it to Lucy Webb. Webb, top of the key, moves on Rylan Brown. Webb back out to Fowler. Slippery floor. Fowler almost lost it. There's Mads Holland, tries a baseline drive. And that ball got knocked away. Is that a foul?
That's a foul.
Yes. And now, both teams with 4 fouls. This game could come down to free throws. Free throws could be a big factor.
Lexi Taylor with her second. She's going to come out. And here comes the inbounds. Trinity Green to Ari Fowler. Fowler watched by Mathill. Gets it to Webb. Lucy gets a nice screen from Strickland. Can't make use of it. And a bump there. That could that's a timeout. Yeah, just Rylan Brown bump with Lucy Webb. Coach Bingham wants to dial something. Might have been a long time since Coach Bingham's been called a late game timeout to do a little whiteboard stuff.
Yeah. 13 seconds now. This is the final possession that Jackson needs to get. They just need to get the ball in, secure it, and see what happens. This is a huge play for the program, for the girls, for the season. It all comes down to this 32 all. You gotta love it.
Folks, you're about to watch history here, perhaps. As the Jackson Lady Bronx, we've beaten this dead horse for a while, but they have not won since a win over Teton on December 18th, 2021.
I don't ever remember a win, if that tells you anything.
I can't even recall that game.
I remember that game. I was a junior in high school, and I've been out of high school for almost 2 years. So there's perspective of that. It's been 3 years.
Mac Fairburn is collecting Social Security, and he remembers the last win in high school. Yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
This place is rocking.
Oh, stand up, folks. Stand
up.
And
the lid will blow off this joint if Jackson gets a bucket here. 32-32, 13 seconds to play. Trinity Green with it. Green to Fowler. She'll try a three. Good! Oh, no! Jackson with a 3-point lead. Holy cow!
Oh, don't celebrate too early. There's still 4 seconds.
3 seconds.
There's still 4 seconds. But what a shot.
Can I just go over here, too?
That was a good look. And Ari stroked it. And you see the coaches over there in the Jackson Lady Bronx bench imploring them to hang on. We're not done. Coach, the referees put more time back on the clock. It was at 3.8. It's now 5 seconds.
I think they were calling timeout over here. Really, yeah.
So 5 seconds is doable. Who do you want to take the shot? We know who it is. It's Talon.
No, we don't want anyone to take the
Leesburg,
shot. Hold on. We're going to steal the ball and take the shot.
It could be Ryland Brown. If you're the Jackson Bronx, you got to say, hey, no way does 11 beat us, but plan B, watch out for 4. Ryland Brown's pretty good from triple as well. They need the 3.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Don't foul. You know, that's the nice thing about the 3-point lead is if it was a 2-point lead, then the fouls would be more detrimental to the Bronx. But now that it's a 3-point shot, you know, there should be obviously high contested 3-point shots, but do not foul and give Riverton hope for 3 free throws.
Jackson puts out on the floor Ellis and Burcham. It's all the defense. Burcham, Ankeny, Holland, Fowler, and Webb.
Yep.
Good size out there to challenge the 3-point shot. Watch Ankeny. They're going to have hands up out at the perimeter. And here comes the inbounds. Full court pressure from Jackson.
Okay.
Referee explaining that Taylor can run down the line if she wants. Here's Lexi. Looks to inbounds. 5 seconds to play. Inbounds to Vosica. To Leesburg. Stolen away by Max Holland. And it's over. It's over.
Yes! Oh, rush that floor. Go, girls.
Woo! Wow. What a victory. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was the year.
Oh, man, that was history. I don't know if the Lady Wolverines understand the importance of this win. They're kind of watching like, what's the big deal? Yeah, this is a long time coming. Lady Wolverines, long time coming. Let's stay right here for the post-game handshake. Holy cow. This was history. Lady Bronx with their first win in 4 years.
Just
and
incredible.
what a game.
Yeah, incredible.
The final, 35-32.
Oh, man.
Well, it couldn't have come in a better night. It's at home. Final game for the seniors, boys senior night, everything. What a win.
Oh, I guess I should go get the, who cares? The stats.
You get those stats.
That's a good feeling if you're the Bronx, man. That's a great feeling.
Look at the boys giving them the tunnel W. Now it's the boys' turn to get their first win of the season, but oh man, I had a feeling it might come today. We said it in the pregame. Mac, you said you're calling in, and
yeah, and the amazing thing is they were down for almost the entirety of that game. They were down for at least 3 quarters. And they were down by 6, and that just goes to show the resilience that they've had. They've paid their dues for 3 seasons. You know, it's just like, it's really awesome to see just the resilience, you know, coming from, you know, so many losses and, you know, getting over the hump. They got over the hump right there, and really proud to see.
And that was a super way to win it. It wasn't like they jumped out to a big lead, used the home crowd energy, and then hung on. No, they battled back. They never really had the lead. Once in a while, they would get close, but boy, they had to want it in that last 3-4 minutes, and they sure did. What a historic night, and I'm glad we were here to capture it. And I think our YouTube views post-game are going to go up and up and up, man. What a highlight. All right, we got a lot of festivities, so we're in no hurry as the boys are doing their senior night, and we can just kind of relive what the girls just did. We'll take a look at stats if we have them. Kimmy K, no?
Yeah, I have them.
Okay, good. We'll take a look at stats from the girls' game, and then we'll reset for the boys right after this You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vestool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senko, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Well, we're back here courtside to wrap up the girls' game. And we witnessed history. I feel like we just won state, Mac. That was big
That's
win.
what it felt like. I've never been this excitable. I've watched so many basketball games over the last 4 years, and it's just really cool to see, seeing every moment, and it's it's great win. You gotta be I can't even speak. What a feeling that's gotta be for this girls varsity team.
Well, as a broadcast team, we've suffered along with the girls. I'm excited about the fans who, not all of these fans here, especially some of their classmates, might be aware of the magnitude of what just happened, but they sure were. You could tell this gym was full of a crowd that was well aware that their Lady Broncs have not won in 74, 75 tries, something in that neighborhood. What a win. Kimmy K, what do you got for stats? Let's take a look at those Riverton Wolverines. How'd they fare?
6 by
Vosica.
Sorry, I can't read the handwriting there. 6 by Brown. Lesburg is 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 17. Taylor contributed 1, and Mathill contributed 2.
Well, we should mention, by the way, and I haven't mentioned it yet, that Riverton does not start a senior. They're a young team. Everybody coming back. Carson Vosica, just a freshman. Brown, Gordon, Leesburg, Taylor, Matto, all juniors. So this team's going to be better next year. They're young. No senior leadership, which, makes a big difference, Mac, when you get down in crunch time of games, huh?
Yes, it does. And, Jackson has had that problem as well. They have had seniors in the last 2 years, but, even 2 years ago they had 1 senior, and so Jackson has experienced what it's like to be a very young team, and so it's hard to figure out how to win games with that experience. Jackson just experienced it, and Riverton, they're a very strong program. They proved why they're a very solid team. That was a hard win for Jackson to get. I'm excited for Riverton's future. They're going to be very good next season.
Well, it was a battle, and I'm just happy to witness it. Who you like, Kimmy K, for an MVP on the Riverton side of things? Anybody excite you? I got all the players here.
No, I guess I'll just go with Talon.
Talon Leesburg.
She scores the most.
Yeah, the junior.
And she was out there getting fouls and jumping her, Brown a close second.
I'm going to throw some love at the freshman Carson Vosica. I love her game, the mid-range shot. That little 8-foot shot is sometimes the hardest to make in basketball. She's really good at it. Vosica's got a bright future with Riverton. Mac?
I liked Vosica's game, but I also like Lesburg's game, of course. It's kind of obvious she is the best player for Riverton. but I think she did a solid job, like having 4 fouls for a very long time. She had 4 fouls for the entire fourth quarter. She did a good job of limiting her defense and not fouling out of the game. She hit a huge shot to end the third quarter, and that's what makes this Jackson win even more impressive. Is Riverton had the momentum going into the fourth quarter with a 4-point lead. Jackson outscored Riverton by 7, but Lesburg, had a fantastic game. She's got a great career ahead of her. Still got one more year to go. She's definitely going to be all conference, if not all state. Great basketball player.
I forgot about that triple dagger to end the third. Yeah, she made a statement with 4 fouls, but it was Ari Fowler's statement with 4 fouls that ended the game. Let's take a look at the scoring on the Jackson Lady Bronx side. Kimmy.
Well, I got Allison Burcham, Lucy Webb, and Mads Holland all contributing 2 each.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity Green brought 4. Harley Rommel brought 5. Fermanac had 6. And 14 by Ari Fowler.
Yeah. Mac, anybody jump out at you? Who do you like on the Lady Bronx? I mean, you can't deny the buzzer beater or the game-winning shot.
Yeah, well, I've got to give it to the team because this is their first win as a team.
Yep.
It was their best balanced game of the season so far. And, obviously Ari Fowler led the team to victory, 14 points. That's an impressive showing, twice her average almost. If it's a player, it's got to be Ari Fowler, but that's the best team game I've seen from the Bronx. Great balance of scoring. It seemed everyone was getting a piece of the pie and scoring or doing the right plays. They did a lot of good things. That's the best game I've seen so far.
And I got to agree. Tip of the hat to Ari Fowler, ice in her veins to hit that 3 when they needed it, but that's a team win. You win and lose as a team, and this team has lost as a team too much and finally win as a team. So I'm going to go with the team MVP as well. Kimmy.
I like that too. I was thinking ahead of time if you had to go with points, but not just even points. Ari's last shot is what put us ahead, and I have to say the last play of the game when Mads Holland stole that ball down here.
Yeah.
So if I had to go individual, it'd be one of those two, but I still have to go with the whole team. But if Mads wouldn't have caught that ball, we might be in overtime right now. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
And it was a Mads kind of game and a Burcham kind of game. It was nasty. It was physical.
Yeah.
Those two players loved that. I got a couple of big shots out of Trinity Green. I mean, it's everyone. It's a team win for sure. Okay, that sounds good. Let's come back and take a look at the boys as we enjoy senior night here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We're coming right back with more basketball in the Bronx. KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
They say the best offense is a good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming's roads and highways just as much as it does on the basketball court. Always know road conditions before you head out. Visit wyoroad.info, download YDOT's 511 app, or call 511 for current conditions. Buckle up every trip, every time, and put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. Finally, never drink and drive, not even a little, because buzz driving is drunk driving. This message brought to you by YDOT.
Tired of waiting in ski lift lines? While Silverlight can't fast track you on the slopes, we can fast track your internet. With Silverlight Fiber, your connection won't slow down during peak usage. And there's no data cap holding you back. It's like your own VIP lift to everything you love online, 24/7, all season long. Silverlight Fiber is coming to Jackson this spring. Visit silverlight-fiber.com to check if you're next in line.
Well, we're between games. Girls just finished up with a big win, 35-32, the final there. Yeah, you heard right. Lady Bronx over the Lady Wolverines by 3. It was an Ari Fowler triple that sealed the deal, and then Mads Holland hung on to an errant pass intended for Leesburg. They wanted to get it to their stud, but it didn't happen, and what a big win. Boys are doing their boys thing. It's senior night for the boys, and honestly, senior night for the girls as well. But ceremony-wise, it's just the boys tonight.
Yes, and we could go over all the seniors. I know all of them personally. Good friends with all of them. This is, it's hard to see them go. Played basketball with all of them. And so the seniors are Will King wearing number 3. Respect to Will King for wearing the number 3. That's the number I wore.
Oh,
but,
boy.
Will King, he's just one of the hardest working basketball players I've ever met. Was always at every open gym, just always there, and he loves the game of basketball. And then you got Van Baltes. He's pure street ball. He would always be at Miller Park. He had a great floater game. He still has a great floater game. I love to watch Van play. He does a lot of the little things.
Beltez has been electric down the stretch here in the season. Like, he's been mining for gold a little bit.
Oh, yeah. 11 points back-to-back.
Coach Matt Elliott found a little gold with Beltez. He's been a real spark.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think we got one senior who's not going to be able to go tonight, and Jack Barazay. I haven't seen him, but
yeah, I think he's
got an ankle issue,
an injury to the right ankle, which is really sad to see. Jack has been such a force, and Jack has always been the gritty player. He does all the little things. He's a great rebounder, and he's gotten so much better offensively. He's good at scoring low post moves. He's got that strong left move, of course, but, he can finish with both hands, Andrew Hanna style, and Jack's got his own unique game. And, I just compared him to Andrew, but I need to start comparing others to Jack because Jack leads by example, and he's just a fantastic player.
He brings so much skill set. Until this season started, I'd say Barazay brings you everything you need: the physicality, the defense, the presence down low, the rebounding. And then this year discovered a shot, and I mean down low, either hand like you said, and even long range. We'd watch him spin it. He started scoring this year, and he became just a complete player. It's too bad he's going to miss this one. What other seniors that were we missing? We still have the Larson twins.
We got the Larson twins. I might save them for last when talking about them. Give them a special mention. Colin Pape, this is his first year of basketball. He hasn't played too much. He's I haven't seen much of him, unfortunately, but I was in strength class with him when I was a senior. He was a sophomore. He's a funny guy. Always he's just a good dude, and
he's strong
he's
as bull. We watched him on the gridiron. Good tight end.
Yeah.
And then when needed, good two-way player on defense. He'll play a little bit of edge, a little bit of outside linebacker. He's a strong dude. Football's his game, no doubt. Colin Pape, we're going to miss you.
Yep. And then that leaves Wetzel and the twins. Palmer Wetzel. I have a lot to say about Palmer as well. He was the only sophomore on the varsity squad when I was a senior. He's very quiet. He's still quiet to this day. But, yeah, he is talented. He's always been talented. I remember playing a 1v1 against him in middle school, and he beat me 4 times in a row. And I remember getting so frustrated because I'm like, this dude is younger than me. Why am I losing to him? But, he's got such a polished all-around game. Great scorer.
Born to play basketball. Where would this team be without him? His 12.5 points, still barely hanging on to the top 10 at scoring in the conference. And certainly this team's best scorer. And just timing didn't work out for Palmer. Had he been healthy last year, I think it's a state title.
Yep.
And now he's healthy and leading the team this year, but he just doesn't have a supporting cast to do it. But he's fun. Wetzel's a basketball player, no doubt.
Yes, he is. And it's going to be sad to see him go as well, And then that just leaves Aaron and Jesse. I saved them for last because, Isaac Larson, their older brother, is obviously my best friend, serving a Mormon mission right now. And, Aaron and Jesse are just so much like him in just their tenaciousness. Like I've said it probably in every other game that I've done radio with you, Jake. They will run through a brick wall for you. And it's just you don't get that very often from anyone. And the Twins, they work so hard, and they're just so talented, and they've always, I feel like they've been underestimated, and they're I've got plenty of stories about them. I did a YouTube video when I was a sophomore playing a 2v1 against them, and it's just funny.
It's got to be hard to even keep track of them.
Oh yeah. They're so quick and so gritty, and just fantastic shooters. Great from the corners, just great all around.
And the Larsons also kind of had to deal with timing. They had such great basketball talent in front of them that they had to play JV through their junior year and wait their turn. I mean, there's just no way to crack that lineup. And now they finally get their chance, and it's maybe not the best Bronx team, but they paid their dues. They had to wait. And hopefully one of them or both light it up tonight, and we might make this one fun.
Absolutely. And then now we're seeing the track seniors that I don't know anyone. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. But, yeah, this is just a great atmosphere here in Jackson,
Senior night continues. We're doing track. We're doing boys basketball senior night. We're also doing the ski teams as well, and this might take a little bit. When we come back, let's take a look at the boys pregame, some of the matchups, some of the numbers, and what we think the boys need to do to secure a win. We'll take a look at keys to the game. That's all coming up on the Jackson Bronx pregame show on KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
One good play can improve a team's chance of winning the game. And when executed properly over and over again, that play can take a team far. One good decision when you get behind the wheel can do the same. Approximately half of the people who lose their lives on Wyoming roads each year were not wearing a seatbelt. Stay in the game, Wyoming. Buckle up every time you get in your vehicle. It's a winning play. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Cashmere, silk, down, or denim, Blue Spruce Cleaners is where you take them. We have a friendly, knowledgeable staff, eager and happy to serve you in 2 locations and on the road with daily pickup and delivery service and expert tailoring on site. We offer the best in green, effective, and gentle cleaning with Green Earth Cleaning and professional laundry for your sweaters, gowns, comforters, and linens. Blue Spruce Cleaners is a recognized reduce, reuse, recycle business leader, providing green, affordable, and friendly service to our community for over 20 years. Whatever the season, whatever the reason, Blue Spruce Cleaners.
Well, we're still enjoying between games senior night for Jackson boys basketball players, track and field, some ski guys. Anybody else we want to throw in? These get longer and longer to me, I think.
Yes.
Can we make the announcements of, just say who they are, their parents, and let's get going. But okay, it's the last time out here for these seniors. We mentioned some of the boys. For the girls as well, I would love to go back, Mac, and look at how many girls have been through the program, how many seniors graduate this year that have played since freshmen and have lost every game until now.
Well,
wow.
Seniors-wise, I think I could name all of them.
Oh, yeah?
Starting my senior year, the lone senior, Naomi Roper, and then you got... Last year, you got Raina Rhodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, boy. I might be forgetting some names.
What year did JC Chatham?
JC was the year before when I was a junior in 22. That was when they won the first 2 games, or they
Okay,
went 2
so
and
she
2
was
to
here
start.
the last. So she was here during the last win, her senior year. Okay.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I still don't remember a win. How sad is that?
That was with Rachel Noyce and Anna Rebel, and that was a solid team. They started out the season with promise. They were 2 and 2.
Isn't that sad though that there's been? I don't remember that win, and I watched those girls play.
Well, this is the only win I'm ever going to remember. What a big win tonight. And, let's give a shout out to somebody who maybe is not here to see it, or maybe they are, but, one of the girls that got this team here that certainly deserves to share in the rewards is Zoe Bosch.
Yes.
And it's just, I miss her on the floor. Zoe, wherever you are, this win is yours as well.
She fought those tough games too.
Oh, yeah, you did. Zoe, you were there for the lean years, and that's you sharing that for sure.
Well, I'm trying to think who I'm forgetting. I can't believe I'm forgetting. There was like 5 seniors last year that I'm for sure forgetting. And Raina's the only one I could remember for some reason.
I know.
Let's see. You got Raina. Oh, yeah, Grayson Rosenberg.
I was just going to say that
Grayson
one.
Rosenberg.
We thought the same time.
Had the ACL injury when she was a junior, which was sad. Grayson Rosenberg. Let's see. Oh, man.
But we had some Hardimans in there.
Yeah, but Gracie didn't play her senior year.
Right.
Right. So she would have been a senior last year, 2 years ago.
She would have been a senior, same age, same class as me.
Okay.
Gracie's now a rodeo fool, and so is, by the way, Casey Carr. Yes, we just thought of another one. She's a heck of a goat roper, I'll tell you that. She can tie a goat pretty quick. Well, let's take a look at this boys matchup. This one, you may have seen the highlight of the night, and from here on, I don't know. But although, neither of these teams are any great shakes, Jackson looking for their first win. They're 0-17 overall, 0-9 in conference, 0-4 in quadrant, 17-game losing streak, obviously. For the Riverton Wolverines, they haven't been a whole lot better, 5-14 overall. 3-6 in conference, 1-2 in quadrant. They're ranked 13th. So you got the 13th best team of the conference against the 15th best team. So not much separating these two teams. Head coach Bo Sheets has had a tough year with his Wolverines. They don't score a ton, about 49 points a game. They don't shoot real well, 40%. However, both those numbers are better than what Jackson does. Their 3 shooting from beyond the arc is not bad, 30.7%. Defensively, they're pretty good. They surrender just 53 points. Jackson gives up 59 a game. So defensively, Riverton has the advantage here. Neither team rebounds exceptionally well. These two teams have both matched up this season. As we said, preseason tournament, 45-40 went Riverton's way on December 13th. And then down to Fremont County on January 23rd, Riverton just kind of pulled away from a Jackson team that looked a little demoralized, 45-33 that one. If Jackson, right now, they're their own worst enemy, in my opinion. They're just getting into their heads. They can't find reason to win. When you're 0-17, you think, what's one win? That's dumb. We should have more than that. With so many we let get away, you can really overthink it. But a quadrant win's important when we're talking about seeding for postseason. Anything can happen in regionals. And let's get a win, man. You just watch the girls do it. So,
well, this is the last time the seniors are going to be playing here in Jackson. So it's like, why not end that with a special memory of winning on senior day? And I think that'd be very special. This would be the first weekend of the season that both the boys and the girls won since 3 years ago. Like, if both the boys and the girls programs took a W, that's another milestone that would be passed.
What a
that
night.
Hasn't been done in a long, long time.
Woo, it'd be a February 20th nobody will ever forget. The boys last played against Evanston and got run out of the building, 73-41, the final there for the loss. Riverton's not been on a terrible streak as well. They've lost their last 4. And when you look at the matchup, Jackson's got to get it done without Jack Barazay, which makes it difficult because he would likely see a whole lot of Malachi Smith. Malachi Smith, the leading scorer, the leading dude over there for Riverton. Smith does it all, the 6'4 senior. Malachi did not have a monster night the last time these two teams played in Riverton. He was pedestrian by his standards. There's not a lot of supporting cast outside of maybe Eric Smith, the 5'9 junior. But those two guys really do most of the work for Riverton. They're really kind of a 1-2 horse team. So again, isolating them and making their life tough tonight might be a way to win.
Well, yes, Riverton has the most similar storyline to the Jackson Bronx. They lost the Gatorade Player of the Year, Parker Paxton, last year, and Derek DeVries. So just like how Jackson lost, obviously, Andrew Hanna, Gavin Keelan, Mason Borchardt, and Seth Brunner, the big four, as well as Owen Kana and, Ty Van Zandt, a lot of seniors, 7 seniors on last year's Bronx team, I believe. And so Riverton in a very similar situation, and they've been able to bounce back from those losses better than the Bronx have. But, this is a very winnable game for both teams. Even with Jackson being without Jack Berzay, Jack obviously has such a presence. But, if Jackson's got to win by shooting well, that's just been a theme of this year where shooting has been struggling. But Jackson's just got to shoot that ball and shoot.
Without Berzay, you're taking away his 7+ points a game, but you're also taking away the role he plays in the half-court offense. And we've seen him just set up shop in what you call that nail position, where he just sort of plays the pivot guy. They feed it into him. It's up to Jack to decide whether he wants to roll left or right with either hand or kick it back out. He has a unique view of the floor with his back to the bucket. Does somebody else pick up that slack? Does Coach Matt Elliott reinvent the offense, or you just say, all right, who's going to be Jack tonight?
I think Jackson's got to reinvent the offense because there's no one quite like Jack.
Yeah.
Every basketball player on this team is different. Positive note, though, Van Baltus has stepped it up, and Van Baltus has been getting more minutes. He's had a strong last couple of games, having 2 11-point games in the process, so I expect to see Van to be playing a lot. I think, even though it is senior night, I think Jackson will get a lot more of their bench involved in this game just for experience. It's the final home game, but I think Matt Elliott's going to have to get creative and look deep down his bench to see what spark could be done because, we've seen it in Van Baltus. And so I think it could be anyone on this Bronx team that could be a surprise.
Who wants to step up and be a hero tonight?
Yeah, exactly.
Good point. Could be anybody. And, Mac, you've been here just a couple of years ago. Is there any way to – obviously you got a lot of reasons to win. You haven't won all year. You want some payback on Riverton, a team that's beat you twice. It's difficult to beat a team a third time. You got a jam-packed crowd here on senior night. But even maybe one thing you wouldn't have thought of until about 20 minutes ago, you got a girls' win. Can you feed off that momentum as a boys' team?
I think so. I absolutely. The crowd was loud. Why not want to have the loud crowd for your game as well? You know, Jackson's got to bring that momentum that the girls had because, even though it may seem foreign to see the girls win before you, you got to live up to expectations because now the expectations were already high to start. Now it's even higher, and you got to live it up to it.
Yeah.
I think that should feed motivation for the boys, and they should be like, holy moly, let's make it a sweep. Let's beat both the Riverton programs and get a win.
I think Coach Elliott's entire Newt Rockney speech in the locker room just 5 minutes ago was simple. He just said, well, now they've gone and done it. We're going to have to
we got to follow along. Come on.
How do you follow that? Now they've gone and done it. Let's keep it up. This will be a fun game. Good matchup. Riverton's got a little bit of size. With Berzay, Jackson can kind of match that, but Wetzel and Geitman are going to be very important. You got Ryan Cox at 6'3", the senior. Malachi Smith, the 6'4", senior. And a 6'2", junior in Trenton Weber, although he doesn't play a bunch. We'll see Blake Geitenben a 6'2" junior. So, Riverton's style is difficult to nail them down. They'll play it any way you want to play it. They can run a little bit. They'll play half court. They'll play a little D, but they can also go and hide when it comes to shooting and making shots. And during those low moments, Jackson's got to get on a run.
Yep, absolutely. Jackson, they just gotta run. I think fast breaks are a good way to get high, pristine offense, get more points on the board. Points have been hard to come by for these Broncs. It's just been a struggle, and sometimes there's been a lot of games like that, but I think Jackson is easily capable of dropping at least 50 points, especially against a Riverton team, who's been solid defensively. They're a very well defensive program. They always have been since I was there, in high school. Riverton's just a great defensive team, but I don't think there's any reason that should hold back the Broncs. They shouldn't close themselves in a box. They should just expand and believe in themselves that they can do it.
Well, they're going to have to rethink the whole deal, because without Barazay, not that he's your number one player, but he changes everything with his absence of injury. That does change everything. Jackson's going to have to reinvent themselves. Keys to the game, what I have, and we can feed off that energy of the girls win. The Smith matchup, I'll be interested to see if any one guy's assigned to Malachi Smith. But you certainly got to be aware of him. The 6'4" senior leads this team in almost every category. 9 rebounds a game, 13 points a game, and he blocks shots, as you can imagine. You've got to deal with Malachi Smith, or it's going to be a long night. And number 2, keep it close, kind of like the girls did. Don't let them run away. The boys have played well for a quarter, a half, sometimes even 3 quarters, but they let the game run away from them. Don't let it get out of hand. Stay close, and then use those last 4 minutes like the girls did.
Yes, and just keep trading baskets and getting stops. That's what the girls did a good job of. They never let that lead get more than 6. 6 was that mark that Riverton had the lead, and 6 is a good goal. That 6 doesn't seem impossible to come back on. 6 is about a mindset that you can come back. It's only 2 possessions if you hit 2 threes. 6 is just more than reasonable that you could come back in. It's not 10, it's not 20. 6 is a big number.
They say 3 is the magic number. You're right. 6, there's something about that number. It is. That's a 2-possession game, and you feel like you're in it. 6. So, yeah, let's add that. Keep it close, and that means stay within 6. If not lead, we could also do that. Keys to the game. We'll be back, and we're getting close to tap time, just about 4 minutes away from starting this one, as the Broncs and Wolverines get set to get it on in the second half of this nightly doubleheader. The Jackson Hole Lady Broncs have set the pace, y'all, with a big win, their first in 4 years.
One good play can improve a team's chance of winning the game, and when executed properly over and over again, that play can take a team far. One good decision when you get behind the wheel can do the same. Approximately half of the people who lose their lives on Wyoming roads each year were not wearing a seatbelt. Stay in the game, Wyoming. Buckle up every time you get in your vehicle. It's a winning play. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
And let's not forget a big shout out to Big O Tires, sponsoring the scoreboard all year long. And the scoreboard finally looked pretty darn friendly in the opener with the girls. Jackson's largest selection of brand name tires, including Michelin, BF, Goodrich, Toyo, and their famous Big O brands tires with the best warranty in the industry. Ask Big O about their tire protection plan, available for the lifetime protection of your new tire purchase. Big O scoreboard right now showing 0-0 as we get ready for this matchup between the boys. And we talked about how difficult it is to beat a team 3 times. There's some mystique about it. Jackson was every bit in the game. I don't know what you can take away from a December 13th game when neither team likely had all their players that early in the season, the preseason tourney. 45-40, Jackson just 5 back. And then the 45-33 was really closer than that. Jackson just sort of gave up there at the end on January 23rd. This could be a different story here at home. Little payback and the first win following. Maybe.
I think Jackson could definitely sneak away with a win because, you know, you got the home atmosphere. That's another factor. Riverton had to take the 3-hour-long trip, which could take some tiredness into you, you know, for like to say. And like, it's hard to travel in a bus for that long of a time, and it definitely could take a toll on a Thursday night. You know, it's not like it's a Friday night or a Saturday day. You know, it's right in the middle of the week almost, and, you know.
Could take a little out of the legs of the Wolverines. We'll keep an eye on that. Can they keep pace through the full 32 minutes? We'll see. Let's let the boys introduce themselves to you, and then I think we'll just about be ready for the national anthem and get this one started. Here's the boys team.
Jesse Larson, senior. Will King, senior. Matt Baltus, senior. Jake Simmons, freshman. Aaron Larson, senior. Owen Brecker, junior. Thomas King, sophomore. Noah McKinney, junior. Jack Berzay, senior. Ethan Hoffman, sophomore. Max White, sophomore. Palmer Wetzel, senior. Will Gutman, junior. Colin Pape, senior.
For Jackson Hole High School sports is KZ95. Let's get back to the game.
Well, I've said it a lot this season, but I think this game is perfectly situated to be a Will Gutman breakout. I really did. I think number 33, he always starts fast. If he finishes the same way, I think 33 could take this game over.
Yeah, I think so, like, because he's got the height. He's going to be more of the big man presence with Jack being injured. I think Will's going to get a lot more looks inside, and he's going to, I think he definitely has proven that he's a scorer and he's capable, you know, and we're just going to have to see.
Once again, Jackson without Jack Berzay. He's injured, key injury, but we'll see how the Broncs survive it as both teams in the pregame huddle. There's the buzzer, and we're about ready to get this one started. I can't tell which camera I'm on. That's you, right?
This is me,
okay.
Whoop.
Thank you. Let's get the starting lineups to you. So we go live down on the floor. Starting 5. Well, actually, we're going to do a national anthem first, of course. Getting ahead of myself.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Got to have the other Mad D.
Teton County Fair and Rodeo Senior Princess, Maddie Dornan.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through
Nice job by Maddie Dornett. Let's take it down courtside and get introduced to the starting 5 for the Riverton Wolverines. They've kind of gone the whole season with their starting 5. First off the bench is usually Blake Geitenbein, but the starter, Eric Smith, the 5'9 junior, averaging 7. Josiah Hernandez, sneaky kind of speed, 5'11 senior, averaging 3. Brandon Monroe, the senior, 5'11. Malachi Smith, the danger man, number 33. And the big man, Ryan Cox, 6'3 senior, all starting for the Riverton Wolverines. Mac, what do we got on our side?
Seniors starting. It's a whole senior squad. We got Will King making his first start of the season, and I expect the lights are going to go off right about now.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
there
yep,
we
there
go.
they go.
Will King, you know, one of the hardest working, if not the hardest working in this Bronx program.
Yes.
You know, they're going to start with Jesse, obviously. Number 2 is before number 3. But Jesse, fantastic three-point shooter, averaging 3 points a game. Here we go. We got Will King making the start for senior night. And then you got Van Baltes making his first start as well. You know, he's shown some sparks as of late, having 2 11-point games. Then you got Palmer Wetzel, you know, has made plenty of starts this year, leading the team in scoring. And then you got Colin Poppe making his first start of the season, you know. And yeah, this is going to be fun to watch. We're going to see what Matt Elliott is going to see, like how long are these seniors
Going
to be in the game. And so I like it. I always love senior day. It's my favorite game of the season, just to see like how the game starts and what happens.
There's a buzz in the air that's carried over from the Lady Bronx big win just moments ago. Malachi Smith will tap with Palmer Wetzel there at the center logo. And Riverton wearing their road maroons trimmed in white, Jackson and their home whites trimmed in black. Jackson moving left to right on the YouTube screen.
Ooh.
Tap is sort of won by Wetzel, but it goes to Brandon Monroe. Riverton will start in the half-court set. Monroe, far side, Eric Smith. Smith works it into Malachi. Malachi to Ryan Cox, who fumbled it out of bounds. And they're going to say, whoa.
I think it, yeah, they're going to say it went off the Bronx hand.
Okay. Inbounds pass here from Hernandez into Malachi Smith. Missed the shot. Rebound. That's off Beltes, I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, they're going to say Ryan. Finally going to say Ryan Cox knocked one out.
I was going to say it was probably just a backwards flip-flop right there, but we'll take it.
Yeah, well, you know, it evens out.
It evens out. We both got a knockout and both got a possession.
Here's Beltes with it for Jackson. Just underway, no score. Wetzel. Kick out to Pape. Pape finds Beltes. Got a good look. And Van Beltes.
Yeah, and the Van show continues. I love that shot. Van's so ready to shoot.
Get on the Van or get run over. Beltes from 3. Hernandez with it now. Inside Malachi Smith. And Malachi does what he does. He is trouble down low.
Well, that was just too easy. Jackson really doesn't have the height to guard that nice hook shot.
That's Jesse Larson handing off to Beltes. Now to Palmer Wetzel. Malachi Smith on him. Tough matchup for Palmer if that continues tonight. Larson. Jesse drives right block. Kick out Wetzel. Wetzel tried to get it to Larson, and it was almost stolen by Hernandez. Now to Pape. Pape found Beltes. He saves it, but not for long. Or King, rather. And it'll be Riverton on the turnover. Long 3 from Eric Smith. No good, but the rebound, Ryan Cox keeps it alive. Malachi in the corner. Wide open. Brandon Monroe for 3. And it's 5-3. An early timeout. I believe that's Matt Elliott. He calls a lot of those early just to settle it kind of timeouts. We'll stay here.
And I like this timeout call. He sensed something was wrong. You know, that 3 was way too open. Which it's hard when you're in a zone. Jackson has been in the zone all year, so the 3-pointers are going to be more open. But yes, that was just that was just too open, and you know, miscommunication on defense for the Jackson Bronx. Riverton took advantage.
Malachi too easy inside on the previous possession. Brandon Monroe too wide open on the 3, and that adds up to 5 points by my mathing, and it's 5-3 Wolves. Or Wolverines with Palmer Wetzel inbounds.
Did you switch me back?
Minute and a half. Burned here in the first. Jackson ball. Van Beltev's got the only points for Jackson. Tried to feed it to Pape, but it was Brandon Monroe who got a hand on it. And the turnover. Now that's all Matt Elliott wants to see, as he's going to make some substitutions. Noah McKinney, been the first guy off the bench all year, and Will Kiteman back out there in the lineup for the Bronx. Replacing Beltez and Pape. Hernandez with it now for Riverton. Larson watching him now. Noah comes out. Long 3, Eric Smith. Too short. Rebound, Kiteman. His pass to Larson. Look out. Eric Smith wanted it. Couldn't get it. Wetzel with it now. Jackson down 2. Bounce pass to McKinney. McKinney at that nail where often Barazay is. There's a drive and he's wide open. Oh my goodness. Kiteman with a putback. That won't go. I mean, the seas just parted for Wetzel. I think maybe he was surprised as he missed the shot. Geitman missed the putback. Ryan Cox with a strong move in the paint. Makes it 7-3. Those are 2 dagger misses, Matt.
Yeah, and, you know, you're going to remember that at the end of the game, watching tape, you know, and it's just you got to wipe it off your shoulder and forget it ever happened.
Yeah, there's Beltez with it now for Jackson. To Wetzel, threw it away. And I don't know if Brandon Monroe got a piece of that. He did. They're going to change it.
Oh, they're going to, yep.
Yeah, Monroe got a little bit of that, although Beltez didn't argue it. But referee overturned a referee. It'll be Jackson ball. McKinney, far side. Jackson down 4. McKinney into Larson. Bounce pass inside of Wetzel. Nah, bad idea. Now float one top of the key. McKinney gets it to Wetzel. Wetzel watched by Malachi. He just can't get a shot up and over this guy. Not even a 3. He might want to take him to the rim if he can. Beltez being watched by Bo Anderson of the game now. It's Geitman. Geitman floats one into McKinney. There was a lot of traffic there. 3 guys all over McKinney. Euro step in the lane. Smith, no good. Gets his own rebound and then puts one up over the top of Noah McKinney. And he's going to get the foul from number 21 as well. Smith to the line. That's Malachi. There's 2 Smiths, Eric and Malachi. Malachi's the taller one, we'll say that. As Smith tries for the conventional 3. 9-3. First foul of the game is on Noah McKinney. Malachi Smith gets that to roll in. 10-3. Checking in for Jackson, Aaron Larson. And he'll replace brother Jesse. And a late substitution here is allowed. Blake Geitenben, the 6'2 junior, in for Riverton. Jackson ball. A little bit of token full court now. They rip Wolverines fall back. Wetzel with Malachi still on him. That's a good matchup for the Wolverines, identifying the most dangerous Bronc and putting your big guy on him. Here's Larson. That's Aaron. Aaron to McKinney. McKinney guarded by Bo Anderson. Inside. What a blade thin. Beltez.
Yeah, it's Riverton 10, Van Baltes 5. Baltes is really making a difference.
Backdoor cut by Baltes. Here's Sheets, or rather Anderson. No good. Too strong. And the rebound goes over the hands of
they called a foul.
That was a great box out by Will Geitman, but then Riverton had a second flying offensive rebounder in that play and drawed the foul.
It'll be inbounds by Clay Sheets, the 5'10 junior. Sheets, top of the key, way out here to Bo Anderson, who wrangles it in. Malachi Smith inside to inside to Geitenberg. Kick out Sheets. Now a 3 from Anderson. No. Anderson saves it, but right to Larson. Go. What a pass to McKinney. McKinney's got to shoot that. He tried to return the favor to Larson and it got picked off. Oh, there's another steal. Larson's on it. Just do it yourself, but he hands off to Beltez. Fan Beltez! Oh, my. We were looking for the guy who was going to step up, and Van says that'd be me.
Yep, he's single-handedly keeping Jackson in this game.
Oh!
Pass inside, and a little bit of banging and bumping, and what happened?
Well, that was an impressive move by Smith to get the shot up over 3 Jackson defenders.
3:20 to go. Riverton up 12-7. Aaron Larson. Aaron to Geitman. Will Geitman watched by Blake Geitenbein. That's a battle of 2 Twin Oaks. 6'4" and 6'2". Geitman has the advantage, though. Wetzel drives the paint. Euro step,
nice.
feed to Will Geitman. Boy, that was a lot of steps, but a heck of a pass, and Geitman finished.
Well, very unselfish play by Palmer Wetzel. He's got great and underrated court vision.
Top of the key to Sheets. Sheets around the horn right here, near corner in front of your bottom of your screen to Bo Anderson. Sheets, Malachi Smith. His shot partially blocked by Will Geitman. And Jackson has the ball now, down 3. Wetzel, he passed to McKinney right off his back. But Larson was there to save the day. Here's Larson. Aaron. Far side, Beltez, stutter step. Now inside to Geitman, out of bounds, and that's off Will's hands. Not a bad idea, not a bad pass. Bounce pass, and Geitman just couldn't come up with it. Beltez coming out. Wait a minute.
Take a break.
Hey, coach.
Yeah, what?
Don't make it for too long. Both Larson twins in the game now. As Jackson goes with Larson, McKinney, Geitman, and Wetzel. Riverton. They're also getting deep into the bench here as they sit Malachi Smith. They're playing a lot of guys. Brandon Monroe gives it to Sheets. Now to Monroe. Now back to Aiden Kelly, who's in the game. That's off the hands of Blake Geitenbein. And a turnover. Jackson ball.
Well, that's something that Riverton does well is, like as you said, they play a lot of players. That's a program who looks to try and build for the future.
They play a ton of guys. It's hard to keep track of them all. They'll play 10 players. McKinney to Wetzel. Wetzel going to try it on a double team. Now kick out Larson. This is Aaron. Drives, floater in the lane. That's his shot, Matt. He's so good at that. What a touch.
He's so quick that he was able to get open on that drive and just a beautiful touch on the rim.
Yep, just up and floated in the air for a minute.
And that one spins and rolls in for Riverton. It's Ryan Cox making it 14-11. A minute 40 to go in the opening frame. Jackson down 3. Geitman. Cox on him. Good matchup of bigs. Will hands off to Larson. Jesse going to walk it all the way to the far side. In that far side elbow, hands off to his brother Aaron. Aaron to Geitman. Geitman back to Aaron. Geitman's spot is right down here in the corner. He'll take that 3 if you give it to him. Wetzel into Geitman. Geitman trying to pay a move on Cox. No, he hands off to Larson.
Darn.
And he can't get it to go. Jesse Larson. What a pass from Will.
And just a great look for the Bronx.
That ball knocked out of bounds last off Jackson. Okay. It was 66 seconds to go in the first. More substitutions for Coach Bo Sheets. He sends Malachi Smith back out there as Riverton goes big. Jackson still has the Larsons in. How's this going to work? Here's Riverton. Far side, that's Aiden Kelly. Kelly, top of the key to Monroe, back to Kelly. Kelly works it inside of Smith, now to Cox. Up and in. Wetzel got there too late. And size advantage for the Wolverines on the floor evident there.
Yeah, and that was also just great ball movement. Riverton looking like a team.
Wetzel with it now. Plenty of time, 41 seconds. Jackson down 5. Geitman at the free throw line. Geitman. A big out to Larson. Jesse gets a screen from Geitman. Now gets to brother Aaron. Aaron drives, kick out. Geitman, baseline 3. Yes, sir! Money. Jackson within 2.
And I like when Geitman takes that corner 3. He should take more of those.
It's his shot. He loves it. Either corner. Malachi Smith wide open is Aiden Kelly, but he didn't take the shot. Top of the key, playing for a last shot. You got to do it, though. 5 seconds, letting it rip is Josiah Hernandez. No good. Wetzel rebound. Got to heave one. No. And the first quarter ends with entertaining, I'll say that. After 1 quarter of play, it's Riverton 16, Jackson 14. Be right back with the start of the second after these.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Back down to the floor, we got the band. We got a packed house for senior night, and they're electrified after the girls win. Good game so far, 16-14, Mac.
Yeah, I really like that. Was a good first quarter. You know, Jackson got a little bit of the offense flowing. You know, defense has always been solid for these Bronx. You know, only allowing Riverton to score 16 points. That's pretty solid for first quarter. You know, Jackson's totally in this, you know, and they just got to limit their turnovers. Turnovers was a problem in that first quarter. That's been a problem all season, you know, and, you know, they had a lot of good open looks. I like the shot selections that Jackson had in that first quarter.
Yeah, and they are limiting Malachi Smith, which they did the last time around. They didn't let him run wild anyway. Here's Larson, Aaron with it. Hands off to brother Jesse. Jesse at this near elbow. Bounce pass Wetzel. He'll try top of the key three. Right down the barrel. It's good, and the Bronx have the lead by 1. Josiah Hernandez to Braden Monroe. Brandon back to Hernandez. Hernandez gets a screen from Cox. Now quickly to Kelly and Monroe. Good, and that's twice now. Monroe's been dead-eye from triple land. And both times he was open.
Yeah, Riverton likes that corner shot, but Riverton, you know, as I've said earlier, they move the ball really well and they find the open person, and, you know, just great, pristine offense by Riverton and taking advantage to take the lead back.
Timeout on the floor. Riverton 19, Jackson 17, back in 60.
Tired of waiting in ski lift lines? While Silverlight can't fast track you on the slopes, we can fast track your internet. With Silverlight Fiber, your connection won't slow down during peak usage. And there's no data cap holding you back. It's like your own VIP lift to everything you love online, 24/7, all season long. Silverlight Fiber is coming to Jackson this spring. Visit silverlight-fiber.com to check if you're next in line.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Well, we'll see who comes back out on the floor for Jackson. It's Wetzel, both Larsons, Geitman. And we get our first look at Ryder Chapman. And for Riverton, I'll cue up their 5 in a moment. Meanwhile, Jackson ball down by 2. Wetzel hands off to Aaron Larson. Aaron watched by Brandon Monroe. Here's Aaron, again Monroe on him. Over to Jesse, back to Aaron. Aaron Larson, Monroe playing good defense on him. Around the perimeter. Yeah, Chapman's going to try it. And he can't get it. Too short with a 3. Riverton rebound. Hernandez pushes it up to Monroe. That shot good. And Brandon Monroe's starting to feel it. 21-17.
Well, there's been multiple times that Jackson has almost closed out way too hard. You saw it right there with Geitman.
And that was foul on the floor. What was that? Or a
15
travel?
push. Nope.
Okay, that's on Brandon Monroe. The guy's been lighting it up. The 5'11 senior for the Wolverines. Both he and Beltez, I would just like to see them go 1v1 for a while. Here's Larson with a baseline 3. Good! Aaron Larson!
Yeah, the threes are falling for the Bronx early, which is a good sign.
Both teams. Jackson down 1 now. There's Brandon Monroe to Hernandez, and now quickly to Cox. He lost the handle. Ryan Cox lost it. Jackson Steele, chance to take the lead here. Wetzel working on Monroe. That's a switch now with Malachi not watching Wetzel. Wetzel in trouble right there. He had a 15-footer. He'll go to McKinney, baseline three. And you're right, it is raining threes right now.
Yeah, and all the threes are coming from the corners.
Yeah. Monroe with it now. He's pretty hot from deep as he works it over to Aiden Kelly. Back to Monroe. Monroe with Larson on him. That would be Aaron. Back to Kelly. He'll try the three. No good. Rebound. Larson for Jackson. Aaron's got it. Up ahead to Wetzel. Wetzel. There's a baseline three from Chapman.
Almost.
And
so close.
Just short. And then did it hit the cable? Yeah.
Yeah, afterwards, yeah.
23-21, Jackson lead. 5:25 to go in the half. Josiah Hernandez to Smith, back to Hernandez. Hernandez trying to make a move on Chapman. Bounce pass inside of the big man Cox on Geitman. That was a pretty move. He bumped Geitman to create room and then went lefty.
Oh, yeah, that's a center post move right there. Just using that body and getting space.
Tied at 23. Jackson. Wetzel to Geitman. And he can't get the shot to fall, but he gets his own rebound. And Riverton doesn't have an answer for Will Geitman, not even Malachi Smith. Geitman makes it 25-23 Jackson. Josiah Hernandez with it here near corner. Braden Monroe. Monroe inside to Cox. Back to Monroe. He's dangerous. Larson does a flyby. So does Noah. McKinney flyby, but no shot. Here's Cox. That's too hard.
I think they called that one on Wetzel.
I know Ryan was just coming off a really nice post move, but he was double teamed there. But he did what he wanted to do, I think. That's draw the foul.
Yep.
Well, Jackson did almost everything you could, both straight up. Geitman and Palmer Wetzel were both just straight up looking after the ball.
I don't mind it. It's only Wetzel's first, and this guy bricks about 2/3 of his free throws, but he makes that one. Ryan Cox makes it 25-24. 4:33 to go in the half. Cox will try again, the 6'3 senior. And without Barisay, this guy could run wild. He could be dangerous, and he makes them both. We're tied at 25. This may go all the way like this. Here's McKinney. Got a screen from Wetzel, hands off to Chapman. Ryder gives it to Wetzel. Wetzel back to Chapman. His left-hand three, too short. Rebound Geitman, but he was over the top of Cox. And he's going to get whistled. Van Beltez is going to check in for Chapman, so it's good to have Van back. Meanwhile, it's Garrett Jackson seeing his first action for Riverton. He'll replace Ryan Cox, and I don't mind that big guy coming out. Here's Smith, Eric Smith, 5'9 junior. He gives it to Bo Anderson. Anderson back into Malachi. Malachi on Geitman. This is a fun matchup. Right over the top of a Malachi Smith. That was pretty. What a finger roll.
Yeah, that was just smooth as silk.
Under 4 to go in the half. Jackson down 2, but they have the ball. Wetzel to McKinney. Noah on the near elbow here, watched by Anderson. Long three, Beltez, not feeling it there. Rebound Wetzel, but a scramble and a tie-up. Yeah, Wetzel had the rebound, but it was Bo Anderson, the junior, that reached in. And we get Max White in the ball game now for Jackson. Here comes Eric Smith. Riverton up 2 with the ball. To Anderson. Bo to Smith. Around here close to Sheets. Back to Smith. Eric looking around, surveys. Floats it into Malachi. Malachi trying to work on White, and that one's up and in.
Well, I'm starting to notice this team. It's almost like Riverton's, all their three-point field goals have just been uncontested.
And down low, well, that was a 3. You're right. 30-25, 5-point lead. Larson to Wetzel. Yeah, nobody coming out to get a hand in the face of the shooter. There's Larson. That's way off. And the rebound pulled down by Clay Sheets. Here comes Riverton up 5. Eric Smith looking for Garrett Jackson, but getting a hand out of was Wetzel. Will still be Riverton ball. Ryan Cox comes right back in along with Aiden Kelly for Riverton. Malachi Smith takes a seat, so Riverton still stays big. So does Jackson with Max White, who is 6'3". I didn't even realize he was that big. He's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, this was valuable varsity experience for him for sure.
Oh, yeah. There's Clay Sheets with it now for Riverton. Gives it over to Aiden Kelly. Kelly inside of Cox. Now in the paint. Lost the handle. Garrett Jackson. And it was Noah McKinney, his hands.
Oh, yes.
Woo!
No surprise there. Noah's got some of the quickest hands in the 4A West.
Top of the key. Wide open for a moment. Pump fake. Drive. Bang there. No call. They're going to let him play. Cox goes rolling around.
Yes.
With Larson. That's 6'3" senior Ryan Cox and the 5'9" senior Aaron Larson, who went scrambling around on the ground.
Yeah, and this is where high school basketball is better than the NBA. You don't see hustle like that.
No.
It's incredible.
They just let the ball go.
Aaron Larson floats it into Wetzel. Wetzel, he's got McKinney behind him wide open. He doesn't see it. There's Larson. There's the kick out, McKinney. He's been waiting for that shot, and there it is.
He's like, yeah.
Noah McKinney kisses glass with the 3.
The bank is open.
The bank is open, and a deposit made by McKinney. Here's Riverton. Good pump fake there by Bo Anderson. His shot short. Wetzel with the rebound. Got a bump from Garrett Jackson. They let it go. Pass to McKinney. Kick out Larson. Top of the key. Wetzel wide open. His 3. Goal! Oh, Wetzel. And Jackson has the lead again. 31-30. Clay Sheets with it. Crowd getting into it. Sheets to Cox. Ryan Cox looking around, guarded by the big man, Max White. That shot, no good. Cox gets his own rebound. That won't go. How about 3 tries?
Oh, yeah.
And Van Beltes was battling Ryan Cox.
That was on Ryan Cox.
Yeah, I know, but it was Beltes that was battling. Ryan Cox was looking for his 3rd putback, and Beltes says, that's enough of this in here.
Yeah, and that foul could have been out of frustration. It's hard to miss 2 point-blank shots like that.
You betcha. 1:31 to go in the half. Jackson would love to close it and head to the locker room, feeling the love here as they are on a roll. Here's Wetzel. Jackson taking their time. No hurry to this. McKinney with it now. Ryan Cox watching him. Now Wetzel playing that bare as a nail. Out to Beltes. Oh, lost the handle. White saved it to Larson. And a timeout. So either way, White just kind of took his eye off the pass and bobbled it. Tried to save the over and back by tossing. He did, but Coach Elliott wasn't quite sure. He wanted to wait.
Well, this is the most energy I've seen out of the Jackson Bronx so far this year. And, you know, the building's starting to recognize it. The student section actually stood up. Imagine that. I'm sorry, I'm critical of the student section because it's senior night, last home game, and they're sitting down for most of the first half.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to me. It just is. But at least they're standing up. They're seeing something special in this Bronx performance so far. And, yeah, Jackson has a 1-point lead with 1:15 in the second.
Rise up. We're about 17 minutes away from a possible double dip here. 2 dubs stacked top to top. Can we do it? Jackson with the lead, 31-30. They have the ball. McKinney trying to get it over the line. They better do it soon. There he goes. Bounce pass into Wetzel. Backdoor pass intended for Beltes. It didn't get there. Low percentage pass as Brandon Monroe with it now. 1-3. Blocked. Oh, what a block. Aiden Kelly's 3. Another block inside. That's Palmer Wetzel. And the bench loves it.
Well, Jackson's setting the tone. It's a block party. But that is Aaron Larson to his finest.
Yeah, that
blocking that shot.
He just doubled his size.
Aaron Larson with a block shot. Wetzel follows it up with a block shot. Defense ratcheted up. Beltes to Larson. Back to Van. Bounce inside of Wetzel. Now Van says, give me a give and go as I cut along the baseline, but no. Wetzel with a double team. Now out to Larson. Back to Wetzel. Wetzel, Malachi Smith on him. Creates a little room. Step back three is no good, though. And he goes down to the floor. No call. Ball's out of bounds. It'll stay with Jackson. Wetzel is not going to have a lot of room tonight, I get a feeling. He's the guy, and Riverton knows it. Here's Geitman looking for Wetzel, and Malachi Smith got a piece of that. Jackson gets the ball, though. Here's Larson. Aaron gets a screen from Wetzel. Not a very good one as Aiden Kelly slipped right past it. Handoff to Beltes. Van going to take a little walk in the park. Now to Larson. Larson drives block. He's got Cox. Now Will Geitman. Up and it won't go, and that'll do it for the half. Boy, if I had a nickel for every Will Geitman lay a bunny under the basket that he didn't convert, it was right there.
Well,
but
yeah, it's been almost like a curse for the whole team, though. Like Palmer missed one down inside, and just think of it. That's 3 misses down inside that Jackson could have had back. But Jackson's still going into the halftime with the 1-point lead. That's nothing to complain about if you're Matt Elliott.
Super positive. And, they've done it kind of in a similar style of the way the girls have. They haven't just gone on a big tear and play with energy and play above themselves. They've battled. They've earned every bucket, and they're playing good D. 31-30 at the half. We'll do the halftime show, get you some stats and more when we come back. Jackson Hole Bronx basketball on KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Cashmere, silk, down, or denim, Blue Spruce Cleaners is where you take them. We have a friendly, knowledgeable staff, eager and happy to serve you, in 2 locations and on the road, with daily pickup and delivery service and expert tailoring on site. We offer the best in green, effective, and gentle cleaning, with Green Earth Cleaning and professional laundry for your sweaters, gowns, comforters, and linens. Blue Spruce Cleaners is a recognized reduce, reuse, recycle business leader, providing green, affordable, and friendly service to our community for over 20 years. Whatever the season, whatever the reason, Blue Spruce Cleaners.
We're enjoying the Jackson dance team, halftime entertainment. So, Kimmy K, I'm guessing braids are in.
Grades are in?
They're all braided up. Every one of them, right?
Braids. I thought you said grades.
Yeah.
Braids. Well, when you got long hair and y'all can do it the same way, you might as well, it makes it a little bit more uniformed.
What's it looking like on the Riverton side of scoring sheet?
Let me get there. Okay. Woo. Bottom half of that. All right, we got Monroe with 8.
He's done a lot of that damage from beyond the arc.
Anderson 3.
Okay.
Malachi Smith has what? 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And then Cox has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah, I think Riverton's taking advantage of the absence of Barazay. Geitman and Wetzel are going to have to play strong in the paint because their 2 biggest guys, Smith 6'4", Cox 6'3", are making hay right now they're doing damage down low. And for whatever reason, the three has been open for guys like Monroe. What about Jackson?
Hey, wait. I thought Baltez, how many threes did he make? Just one?
2 of them, I thought, no. He started with the first 7 points for the Bronx.
Yeah, that's right. He had 7.
So it was 1 3 and 2 twos.
Okay, so that makes sense. So his 7, 3, 2, 2. I thought it was 2 3, so I was confused there.
Okay.
Aaron has, Baltez has 7. Aaron has 5. McKinney has 6. Wetzel has 6. And Geitman has 7.
Well, Mac, what do you think? I mean, obviously we said that the Bronx had to reinvent their offense with the absence of Bereзе. Also with the absence of Bereze, you lose his size. We've seen for the first time in a long time Coach Elliott go small and fast, have both Larson twins in at the same time. Van Beltez isn't going to bump his head into any doorway either. Maybe that's the way to do it. Run them and go fast and sneaky quick.
I think so. I am a big fan of the fast break style of basketball. It's my favorite style of basketball, and that's how you score lots of points. Jackson, 31 points and a half. There's been a lot of games this season where Jackson's been in the 30s for the final. So, Jackson's on pace for 62, which would be their best offensive output of the year, against a good defensive team like Riverton. So I think Jackson should go quick and try and go for those fast break opportunities. I'm a big fan of that, and that's just personal preference. But, I think Jackson, part of the reason why they did score 31 points is because the three-point shot is falling, of course, and they're getting more balance. Even though it has been more of like 4 or 5 scores for the Bronx, it's like that's what you need is someone scoring 6 and then another one scoring 6 and another one scoring 7 and 8, or just around there and around that target, 6 to 7 to 8 points, get more of that from everyone.
It's been the same old story, though, for the Bronx. Good start, and then they fall off the pace. So you got to keep it up. This team obviously fed off energy from the previous win from the Lady Bronx, feeding off a senior night energy. If you're Riverton, are you a little worried at this point?
I think potentially. Jackson looks like they want it more. And I haven't said that much this season. There's obviously individual players that want it more, but as a team, Jackson looks like they want it more. They've been outsized, but they haven't been out-hustled and they haven't been out-hearted. Jackson's playing really smart basketball, and you could tell there's an urgency in the air.
Jackson looks like the hungrier team. If the Wolverines were expecting their 2 previous meetings where they got wins over this team to just kind of let it ride, I think they're in for a surprise. We talked about the potential they would have some rubbery legs here coming off the bus. I don't know, but they've got to find another gear here in the second 16 minutes, because after the half, it's Jackson 31, Riverton 30, and we're poised on something we haven't seen in a long time, and it's a double-dub night. Can we do it? We'll see. Right back after these.
One good play can improve a team's chance of winning the game. And when executed properly over and over again, that play can take a team far. One good decision when you get behind the wheel can do the same. Approximately half of the people who lose their lives on Wyoming roads each year were not wearing a seatbelt. Stay in the game, Wyoming. Buckle up every time you get in your vehicle. It's a winning play. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Well, if we were inclined to go back and pull highlights from tonight's double play broadcast, it would be the final dozen seconds or so of the girls' game. And the other two I would pull were two Macism classics. The bank is open, and it's a block party.
I like the block party for sure.
I love it, Mac. We're getting ready here, just seconds away from starting the second half. Riverton trails the Jackson Bronx 31-30. Jackson has led at the half in other games, but of late this season, Jackson has really faded in the final second half, and a lot of it is confidence. It's not fatigue, it's not any one thing, it's not really even halftime adjustments. You just watch this team, it doesn't take much. You know, Riverton come out, hit a couple of threes, and the Bronx just kind of wilt. I don't think we're going to see that tonight. I think we're seeing a tougher Bronx team.
I agree. I think they could see shooting struggles like they have in previous third quarters. But even with maybe potential shooting struggles or not shooting struggles, you know, it could go either way. I think the Bronx are still going to gain and have their composure.
It's Jackson basketball with the lead as we start the third quarter. Wetzel with it. Over the timeline, met by Malachi Smith. Geitman puts a pick on him. And now Larson walks it to that far elbow. Back to Wetzel. Wetzel maybe trying to create some room here. Does. Runs down the lane and runs right into Cox, who looks set. But we'll see.
I think they did a charge on Wetzel, did they not?
Yeah, I don't know. Wetzel Cox looked like he had his feet planted.
Oh, wait. Nope,
they didn't. Block on the arm?
Nope, yep.
Okay, that's a tough way to
I was like, I couldn't tell that one.
For Ryan Cox. Jackson ball, Will Geitman, hands off to Wetzel. Wetzel poked away, stolen away. Hernandez lost the ball to Larson, who feeds Noah McKinney underneath. What a great look by Larson.
Well, it's just like Jackson drew it up there, able to get the steal in the fast break and a high percentage layup.
Jackson up 3. Cox kicks it out. Hernandez, baseline 3 for Riverton. Yes. Josiah Hernandez woke up, and we're tied with 7:15 to go in the third. Just underway here in the second half. Wetzel gets loose to Smith for a moment. Now feeds Will Geitman. Geitman back to Wetzel. Baseline drive. Runs into Cox. Kick out wide open. Beltez for 3.
Oh, short.
Just short. Malachi pulls down the board. Up ahead to Eric Smith. Eric in the paint now. Kick out. Hernandez around to... That's Hernandez. His shot no good, but Malachi Smith with the offensive board. Those are gold. And Malachi put Geitman in the air, but Will didn't give up, and he swatted the ball loose.
Yeah, Will had sneaky, quick, low hands.
Beltez around to Wetzel. Now Larson back to Wetzel. Palmer gets a screen from Wetzel, gets a screen from Larson, who's trying to block out Malachi. Long 3 from Palmer. Jackson is doing this all without Palmer. Wetzel, when you think about it, he hasn't done a bunch. Here's Eric Smith to top of the key to Brandon Monroe. He's been a hot hand for the Wolverines. Brandon gives it to Josiah Hernandez. Back to Brandon Monroe. Monroe floats one inside of Malachi. He's going to turn around, 15-footer. That is a brick. But the rebound, Cox up and in. Ryan Cox, a big man with a soft touch down low.
Yeah, and just too easy of a rebound, though, to get that open look. Second chance opportunities can kill you.
Well, Jackson getting beat with height. It's the absence of Berazay in part. Geitman from 3 on that far elbow. No good. And Eric Smith pulls down the board. Eric running the show now. Smith with Beltez on him. Far side, it's Hernandez. Josiah into Cox. Cox, far side, baseline Monroe. He loves this, but he's going to drive here. His shot no good. Good defense by Geitman, who came up and bumped him hard. No call. Beltez to Larson. This is Aaron. Now to Palmer Wetzel. He'll slow it down. Senior leadership, calm and cool, saying, hang on, guys, let's set it up. Poked away. McKinney lost it to Eric Smith, and Smith goes coast to coast and puts it in. And McKinney has done to him what he's done to many. He just lost concentration for a moment, and Eric took it away. McKinney trying to get it back now as he kicks out to Beltez. His 3 in front of the black hole. Yes, sir. Beltez.
And there's his third double-digit game in the last 5 games. Van is really putting on a show.
He's the Van with a plan. Eric Smith with it now. Gets a screen from Malachi. Kick out. Monroe now around to Hernandez. His shot, no good, but a foul. This might be 3 at the stripe it is.
Well, that was almost a 4-point play there, Jake. That would have been scary.
It was. The foul is on McKinney, his second to the line. Josiah Hernandez, 5'11 senior, 44% from the line. He misses the first. He's got 2 more coming, though. Larson, Geitman, McKinney, Beltez, Wetzel on the floor for Jackson. The second one, good. And it's 38-36. Riverton lead. Brandon Monroe checks out for Riverton. They have Aiden Kelly, Eric Smith, Malachi Smith, Josiah Hernandez, the man at the line, and Ryan Cox on the floor. That one missed. He made 1 of 3, but Ryan Cox with the rebound. 2 tries, and he can't get either of them. Wetzel pulls down the board for Jackson. Cox couldn't buy one right there. Reminiscent of moments ago when he missed 3. Wetzel to McKinney. Noah. Kick out, top of the key. Beltez hot off his triple. Going to put a move on Kelly, but can't get loose. Here's Wetzel. He'll walk into the paint. Wetzel's got a height advantage there working on Kelly, but he didn't take it. Now he'll try and bumps into Cox. Kick out Beltez. He's open for 3. Rattles in. Van Beltez.
He's got the shooter's touch. He got the roll right there.
Oh, can he spin it tonight? It's 39-38. Jackson lead.
Now he has 3.
Eric Smith, 3 threes.
Yeah, 3 threes.
Smith with it to Kelly. Now in the corner. Nice move by Hernandez. Feeds out Malachi Smith. Good look by Josiah Hernandez, who saw Malachi just waltzing down the paint.
Yeah, once again, just way too easy of a look for Riverton.
Wetzel with it now, met by Smith. Larson with it. Aaron to Geitman. Geitman, Cox on him. Matchups all over the floor. Malachi on Wetzel. Cox on Geitman. These are fun matchups of big boys. Larson to Beltez. Beltez could do something on Aiden Kelly, I think. Here's Larson with it to Beltez. Beltez going to try Kelly, but he runs into Cox. Bounce pass outside of Larson. Now to Wetzel. Good defense by Riverton, not showing a crack here. Wetzel, far side McKinney. Jackson being patient, though. It's harder to play defense. Make those guys run around. Just pass it around and make Riverton run themselves ragged. Beltez with it now. Gaden Kelly watching him. Van securing the ball, gets it to Wetzel. Wetzel got away from Malachi, floats one in the lane. I love that.
Yes.
That's right, Palmer. He had Malachi Smith behind him, and I think he suddenly recognized it. He said, hey, wait a minute.
Well, yeah, that was one of the best possessions that Jackson's had all year, you could say, because they really took their time and got the best shot.
Very patient. Malachi Smith working on Geitman. Geitman challenged him all he could, but Smith is just too good there. 42-41. Riverton lead, and we yo-yo back and forth with 2 minutes left in the third. Larson bounce pass to Beltez. Beltez on Kelly. Van. Near side of the elbow to Wetzel. Watched by Malachi Smith. Everybody cutting, but nobody really open. McKinney. Swiping it is Eric Smith. Wide open is Geitman. He'll try.
Oh, nope.
And that goes up and over the backboard. Close. Geitman had an open look. Jackson again, very patient. That was the shot you want. Just didn't go. 1 point lead for the Wolverines. McKinney comes out. He's replaced by Ethan Hoffman. Our first look at Ethan. 1:37 to go in the third. Kelly to Smith. Smith to Malachi Smith. Malachi, top of the key to Kelly. Kelly watched by the newly inserted Hoffman. Now around to Bo Anderson. Anderson near side. There's an open 3 from Kelly. No good. Rebound Wetzel. And Beltez kind of screened out Cox there. That was nice. Allowed Wetzel to get the rebound. Palmer walks right down Broadway and missed the shot. Nobody picked him up, not even Ryan Cox. But he missed it. Malachi, triple team. Shot no good. That's off Smith. Oh, my. I'd like to take another look at that one.
Go ahead, replay.
Well, I got to say, that was great defense by Aaron Larson, as well as like all three, Palmer and Noah and Will, just everyone was down there swarming Malachi Smith and got the stop.
First time into the game is Patton Stevens, the 6'3 senior for Riverton. Malachi Smith shot no good. Rebound Patton Stevens no good. Malachi bumped hard by Geitman. They're letting him go. And Will Geitman pulls down the rebound. Too many offensive boards, but the good news is none of them went in. Jackson with it now. Wetzel tries to put Smith in the air, can't do it. Now Palmer Wetzel works far side, picked up by Eric Smith. Beltes, long three. He was about 3 feet back of the stripe of the line, and he couldn't make it. 32 seconds left. Riverton with the ball, and they lead 42-41. We're in the third. Plenty of time. High-scoring affair here as Bo Anderson with it now. Cross-court Smith, he wasn't even ready for that. Eric Smith had his hand on his hip. 15 seconds. Eric Smith with it, watched by Larson. That's Aaron. Smith, near side now to Bo Anderson. They got to get something going here. There's 5 seconds. Eric Smith, long three, short, rebound, Chapman, and they're just gonna, or Hoffman rather. And that's it. Well, boy, this is a nail-biter all the way. After three, Riverton 42, Jackson 41. We'll be back with the exciting finish. 8 minutes, maybe bonus time. Don't go anywhere on the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
Cashmere, silk, down, or denim, Blue Spruce Cleaners is where you take them. We have a friendly, knowledgeable staff, eager and happy to serve you in 2 locations and on the road with daily pickup and delivery service and expert tailoring on site. We offer the best in green, effective, and gentle cleaning with Green Earth Cleaning and professional laundry for your sweaters, gowns, comforters, and linens. Blue Spruce Cleaners is a recognized reduce, reuse, recycle business leader, providing green, affordable, and friendly service to our community for over 20 years. Whatever the season, whatever the reason, Blue Spruce Cleaners.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
I watched the referee come over to the scorer's table during the break, and I think he was verifying that both teams have 3 timeouts left. He said three, and the scorer's table said yes, because that's going to come into play as we go down the stretch.
Yes, we got another very close battle here between these two teams. We've seen it twice. Now we're in for a third time. Maybe the third time will be the charm for Jackson, but they got to come from behind to get this win.
It's been a fun night of round ball here in Jackson, Wyoming. Fresh 8 on the board. We're in the fourth quarter. 42-41 Wolverines, but they have the ball. Eric Smith with it now, watched by Larson. That would be Aaron. Near side, open for a moment was Monroe. Hernandez will try a baseline 3. That's too strong with the rebound, Ryan Cox. And Riverton, another offensive board. Monroe. On him is Ethan Hoffman. Inside, Ryan Cox, and another too easy in the paint, too, for Riverton.
Well, Riverton just plays smart.
Long three, that's Ethan Hoffman who ties it up. And just barely a minute into the fourth, and we're knotted at 44. Hoffman making some noise, the sophomore from 3. Eric Smith gives it to Brandon Monroe. Monroe back out to Smith. Smith cross court near side. Hernandez. Josiah back to Brandon Monroe. Almost stolen away by Larson. Hernandez inside Cox.
Nice.
Pass stolen away. Cox wanted Malachi, but Will Geitman was right there. Took it away.
Nice block.
Now a pass to Geitman, and Geitman was not ready for it. And that isn't a turnover, unforced error. Riverton ball. Hernandez. Josiah kick out. Monroe. Boy, he's deadly from 3. Puts a step on Larson, but he's going to kick out. Eric Smith. He'll waltz around to the top of the key. Now drives paint, kick out. Hernandez. Hernandez out to Monroe. Monroe with a 18-footer. Rattles in and out. No good. And finally, Jackson pulls down a board as Wetzel outboxed Malachi Smith. He had better position. Beltes with it now for Jackson. We're knotted at 44s. Beltes pulls up his dribble, almost had a drive-by steal, but he saw it coming. Wetzel, does he try this 16-footer? No, hands off to Larson. Aaron Larson He's dribbling around, trying to see what's going on, and to Geitman. Geitman in the nail, hands back off to Larson. Beltez. And they're getting out to him quickly. They recognize Beltez is hot. Geitman inside, kick out. Chapman 3, no. Hoffman 3 off the iron. Rebound, Riverton. Malachi's going to try a triple. That won't go. Geitman had the rebound. I lost it to Monroe. Malachi Smith runs into Will Geitman. And it's getting physical, and the Zebras are letting him go. Wetzel with it now for Jackson. Posts up. No, he doesn't. Malachi came out to block that 3, and Wetzel thought better of it. Beltez with Monroe on him. Down to 5:15 in regulation. It's Hoffman over to Geitman. Geitman. Boy, it's hard to even cut off ball. There's just so many bodies. Wetzel tried to get in there, and Malachi, just such a big body, wouldn't even let Wetzel cut. Palmer with it now. Malachi Smith watching him. Riverton, to me, looks a little tired. Maybe this is half-court set. Jackson's just wearing them down.
Yeah, I think both teams are looking tired, but Jackson's taking advantage of having no shot clock. They're being really methodical.
Yeah. Wetzel with a drive, and he's going to get a reach-in foul. Josiah Hernandez. Foul's not an issue, really, for either team yet. That's Hernandez's first of the quarter. And with 4:39 to go, we've been stuck at 44 for a little bit. It's McKinney, Wetzel, Geitman, Hoffman, and Larson. And that would be Jesse. McKinney inbounds in front of the black hole to Larson. Jesse with it, the senior. Back to Geitman. Geitman hands off to Wetzel. Wetzel has 2 bigs out here to play him, and he's going to try it anyway. No good. Eric Smith with the rebound. Both Malachi and Ryan Cox challenge the 3. Wetzel swats that one out of the air, but we got a foul on the floor, and that's on Hoffman.
Yep.
Nobody near the bonus, just 1 foul apiece. Hoffman's first. Kelly triggers in. Eric Smith with a baseline 3, no good. Kelly with the rebound sheets, but he lost it. Here's Larson. Larson ahead to Noah McKinney. Jackson wants to run. McKinney puts it up, no good. Eric Smith with the rebound. Here comes Riverton the other way. Pace picks up. Smith, nice no-look to Sheets. Back out to Smith, inside to Malachi. He's too wide open. Coming out to get him was Geitman, though, just in time. And the shot was missed. 14-footer, and Malachi couldn't get it. Wetzel with it. Now Jackson going to slow down in the half court. I think this is intentional. I think Jackson, like you said, without a shot clock, is just trying to wear down the Wolverines, the team on the road. Wetzel's got an open 3. That's partially blocked by Malachi Smith. But Malachi got more than ball.
Yeah, and that will be 3 free throws for Palmer Wetzel. This is critical with under 4 minutes now. Every possession matters.
Oh, and every free throw matters. Wetzel 53% free throw shooter with 3 gifts right here. What do you do? 15 wide open? No.
That would be no.
That would be Kimmy indicating that one did not go in.
Sorry. Timeout by Riverton.
Timeout on the floor. Mac, is there any notion you can freeze a free throw shooter? You like to be in a rhythm, and you miss one, and then maybe the next 2 you start to dial it in, but then the other team calls the timeout. Is that like freezing a kicker?
No. I don't know necessarily. This kind of reminds me of 2 years ago. This was the last time Riverton was in Jackson, was when I was a senior, and right before, Willis Witherite, fellow teammate, got fouled, and then they called a timeout when he got fouled, and he had to go to the free throw line after the timeout call. But it didn't bother Willis. Willis made both of them, so we'll see if it doesn't affect Palmer, and let's see if Palmer makes both of these.
It gives you more time to think, which is not good. You never want to think as a teenager. That's my advice to you. Don't think.
I don't want to think as an adult.
But also, after a miss, for me, if I'm shooting, I see, I'm like, okay, that's a little strong. Now I just dial it back, and I make the next 2, I think. But Wetzel, let's see. No, he's off the back iron with that.
Come on.
No good. Out comes Hoffman, in comes Beltez for Jackson. There's Wetzel, 3 freebies. He's missed the first 2. Palmer eyes it and gets it. And the tie is finally broken, 45-44, with 3:33 to play. And that's Malachi Smith lost the handle. Van Beltez all by himself. Oh, what a shot! Van Beltez with the steal and just floated in the air, Mac. He had 2 Wolverines on him.
Oh, yes, and he was just out quicker than everyone else, and just the speed that Van has is incredible.
Malachi Smith answers at the other end, puts that up over Noah McKinney. And we're at 47-46. Jackson up 1. Larson Hayes wide open. Take it. Oh. That's too short. Rebound. That's off of Aiden Kelly, I believe it is. And it's Jackson ball. Larson found himself like he had to almost double take and say, oh my goodness, he'll never be this open again. But he couldn't make it. Jackson ball though. Clock just under 3. Jackson up 47-46. We don't have to remind you, Bronx looking for their first win of the year. Larson to Beltez. Beltez back out to Larson. Jesse with it now to Beltez. Van playing that street ball. Hands off to Wetzel. Wetzel going to drive. Right block. Up and in. And he gets the block. Aiden Kelly was not set. I thought it was a good call.
Yeah, and that's a tough call to make as an official. And just a great take by Palmer to go through the contact over 2 tall Riverton defenders.
It's a bang-bang play. Kelly's only 5'10". He did what he could. He tried to take that charge, but the ref wasn't having it. Palmer cannot finish, though, the 3. And Jackson up 49-46. Riverton ball. Kelly to Smith. Eric Smith back out to Aiden Kelly. Kelly to Eric Smith. Cox wants it on the baseline, but he's not really open. Far side, look out. Sheets lost the handle. And a tie-up. Oh, no, they're going to call a foul here. I thought it was going to be a jump ball. But Sheets got into trouble, and he got tied up with McKinney. What are they saying here?
Well, one official, I think, is saying it's a jump ball, and another official saying it's a foul. And it'll be interesting to see what they decide.
The officials, I believe, sent both teams to the bench.
I think
it's their timeout. No, it's Riverton's. So that's Coach Bo Sheets calling it. With a timeout on the floor, we'll take it as well. Score, Jackson 49, Riverton 46, right back in 60.
One good play can improve a team's chance of winning the game. And when executed properly over and over again, that play can take a team far. One good decision when you get behind the wheel can do the same. Approximately half of the people who lose their lives on Wyoming roads each year were not wearing a seatbelt. Stay in the game, Wyoming. Buckle up every time you get in your vehicle. It's a winning play. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Take a look down into the Jackson bench. They've gone most of the way with their starting 5. We've seen a little bit of some seniors that started, a little bit of Hoffman and Chapman. But it's been the big boys, and it's been Van Beltez, who is a late season story for the Bronx. Meanwhile, Riverton, you get a feeling Malachi Smith can do whatever he wants when he wants. But so far, Jackson's limited the damage from big number 33.
Well, Jackson needs to get a stop here, and I expect the Riverton's going to look and try and go in the paint and see what happens.
Josiah Hernandez works it to Monroe. Brandon Monroe hit a few triples in the first half, been quiet in the second. Stolen away, good defense. McKinney comes in, backdoor, takes it away. Coach Elliott wants his team to slow it down, get into half-court set. Well, Malachi Smith wearing a nose. He's got a bloody nose.
Oh. Yeah, I saw some. That's where they're cleaning up the floor over here.
Wetzel to Larson. Jesse. Oh, lost the handle, but it's off Monroe.
Well, on that play when Jackson got the steal, like you could hear Matt Elliott say double, double, and so Noah went right away and they got the steal.
You got one player tied up and bothered by somebody, and then McKinney comes back door. It's not even fair. Wetzel! Palmer Wetzel drive right to the rim.
Oh.
And with 1:49 to play in regulation, Jackson is up 5, their biggest lead of the game. Timeout, Coach Elliott will take it as well. We got an exciting finish. Don't go anywhere. Bronx basketball at KC95 on the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vestool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
It's Riverton basketball. Monroe with it, working on Larson. Brandon Monroe. Over to Kelly. Aiden Kelly surveys the court. Doesn't see anything to his liking. Feeds Hernandez. Now cross court to Brandon Monroe. He drives. Pop shot good. Brandon Monroe is woken up. And it's 51-48. Riverton within 3. You got to be careful. Every possession is gold. Wetzel, oh, he had a moment there. His pass to Geitman, saved by Larson, back to Geitman. That was through Will's hands. Jesse tapped it right back to him before it went out of bounds. Dangerous moment. And now what? Another timeout. Well, they got to be out of timeouts at this point. That's going to be full. We'll stay here and let's strategize.
I think that's
Mac.
Jackson's last timeout.
Well,
to be honest,
Riverton is not going to go away. You saw it there. They're cut the lead to a one-possession game. You know, Jackson with 1:10 left, I expect them to be more patient. They've been patient this whole fourth quarter, and I think that's why they've won the quarter so far. You know, Jackson's looking for the right shot, and I expect to see them look for the right shot. The only problem is they got to make crisp passes. I expect Riverton to go full swing on the pressure on defense, and so that's something you got to watch out for.
I mean, who takes the shot? That's always important, but right now, I want the ball in the hands of your ball handlers if you're the Bronx. Guys who are unflappable, guys who have been there in the pressure, because a turnover is what you can't afford. I mean, I'll take a missed shot, but you can't just give it to Riverton here. Jackson up 3 as both teams return to the floor. It'll be Bronx basketball. Wetzel will inbounds. 70 seconds to play in this game in regulation. Wetzel, he's got no options. Trouble here, and they got no timeouts. Or do they?
Nope.
And that's a foul when you call a timeout. You don't have any. Wetzel did not know his team had no more timeouts. He tried to call it to save himself. Credit Riverton D. There wasn't anybody open. Aiden Kelly with it now for the Wolverines. And that's the unforced turnover we're talking about. Cox inside of Malachi Smith. Blocked by Wetzel. But that's okay.
And McKinney, I think, is the one that got the foul.
It don't matter who it is. Fouls are okay. Send Smith to the line. Make him make these pressure shots. He's a 50-50 shooter from here. You got to make him do it here. Much higher percentage if he's right underneath the basket. But Malachi does convert. The foul, by the way, was on McKinney, his third. 1 minute exactly to go. Jackson up 51-49, but it's a precarious lead. Malachi can't get it. Rebound, Wetzel.
Slow down.
Coach Elliott says, hold up. Don't get in a hurry, Beltes. And that's a reach in.
Yeah.
And that's on Brandon Monroe.
Yeah.
And it's sort of intentional, sort of not, but you're down to where you got to do that because Jackson has shown that they're willing to be patient. If
Yeah,
you don't want to foul.
That's Riverton's only option. Riverton has a foul to give.
McKinney to inbounds. That foul was on Monroe, his second. McKinney triggers in, still looking. Boy, tough defense. Found Wetzel in the backcourt. Palmer on Josiah Hernandez. Wetzel finds McKinney. You got to make yourself available here. You got to get into a weave. You got to cut. There has to be movement from everybody away from ball. McKinney, he's in trouble, and he can't get rid of it. Reach in. Oh, and he might have got saved as Kelly gets rung up. Oh, boy. That's a tough one. Coach Bo Sheets does not like it.
Yeah, that makes your body that makes your heart spin a little bit right there. You know, Jackson got a little bit of a break, but now Noah's got to make these free throws to make it a 4-point lead.
They had McKinney trapped, but Kelly got caught with a reach in into the cookie jar, his second. Meanwhile, McKinney, big ones here, just a 38% free throw shooter on the season. And these are pressure. And that's off the back of the iron, no good. McKinney.
Well, this is moments you dream about. You know, high school situation, you're up 2. Noah has a chance to make it a 3-point lead.
With 33 seconds to go, remember, Jackson has no timeouts remaining. McKinney is in and out, no good. He couldn't convert either. Malachi Smith with the rebound. Riverton playing to tie. It's Hernandez. Hernandez, far side Monroe. Brandon Monroe, watched by Larson. There's Kelly. Aiden Kelly walks it top of the key to Brandon Monroe. Back to Kelly. Aiden thought about a 3. No. Kelly to Monroe. Monroe, stutter step. He'll put it up. 3. No good. Rebound. Jackson. It's Will Geitman comes down with the board. And Geitman is fouled immediately by Malachi Smith. Oh, that was a big rebound.
Oh, yes, that 3. You know, everyone in the gym is looking at that hoop, and it's like, don't go in if you're a Jackson fan. And it misses, and Palmer gets a big rebound, like you said, Jake.
Can you believe it? Back-to-back wins on a Thursday night.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
Will still got to make these.
Will Geitman, and he gets it. Still a one-score game. 52-49. This shot is crucial. This one's a dagger if Geitman can get it. And there's the freeze. Coach Sheets says,
oh, yeah, that was a lot.
let Will think about that for a while. And I'm always interested to see how many people talk to the kicker on a timeout. How many people are near Geitman at all? Because Will has a chance to ice it. He can put it away here, no doubt, because we have just barely over 7 seconds. Geitman makes this, and Riverton's got to find 2 possessions in very little time. He misses, and Riverton's drawing up a 3-point shot.
Yep, this is a critical timeout call by Sheets. I think it's smart trying to throw Will Geitman off in between the free throws, but this will test Jackson and see if Will Geitman can make the second free throw. If Will misses the free throw, Jackson's still got to get a stop and be careful trying not to foul. Once again, you know, the girls had a 3-point lead in the exact same situation. Now the boys have a 3-point lead, but a chance to make it a 2-possession game.
Coach Elliott barely looked at Geitman. He talked all about defense. What do you do on a make? What do you do on a miss? That's all he worried about. That's what he talked to his team about. Geitman, this is the season. This is a win. And he can't get it. Wetzel fights for the rebound. This is a huge call. Where's it going? Jackson ball! It's Jackson basketball with 6.8 seconds. You don't have to shoot here, Mac. You just have to hang on to it for 7 seconds. There's the foul. Smith reaches in as they got it into McKinney. Is that the guy you want with a ball at the line? He's pretty good, 38% free throw shooter. But again, Jackson looking for just 1 here.
Well, this is what makes a big difference in the rules of the old rules. It used to be 1-to-1 situation, but now Noah gets 2 free throws automatically. With the 5 being the double bonus.
And he missed that one.
All right, let's go.
Boy, how important do these shots end up being in some games?
Free points.
Critical.
Mac
free throws are
about it.
Most important points in the game.
They are. Noah McKinney a chance to ice it. And he does! Noah McKinney makes it 53-49 with 5 seconds left. Woo! Sigh of relief, and this gym is ready to explode for a second time tonight. Not much you can do if you're Bo Sheets in Riverton. You got to get a shot off quickly and then foul again quickly, and you've got less than 5 seconds to score 4 points.
Well, Jackson not celebrating, which I think is smart, but I think they should be happy because they're about to get their first win of the season. You know, if all goes well, Riverton, you know, it would have to be a miracle for the Riverton Wolverines to pull this off, but Jackson's just got to stay back, contest the shot, and not foul.
Yep, no foul.
It feels so close. We haven't seen this in a Coons age. Double dubs. Inbounds, Eric Smith. They got to hurry. Eric's going to launch, and he missed it. Rebound, and it's over. The Jackson Bronx have won. What a night at Jackson, Mac.
Yes, I don't even have a statistic for the last time both the boys and girls programs won. I would assume it'd be 2019 or before.
Yeah, one on the same night. Back-to-back wins on this February 20th. Well, Riverton gave it all they had, but the Wolverines come up short, so close. But it was the energy of the gym tonight. It was the sixth man was the crowd tonight. They really helped push the girls and boys to victory. Kimmy K, what's the point total on Riverton's side?
Oh my gosh, give me a second. All right, I'll just go down. Eric Smith has, am I on? Eric Smith has 2. Hernandez with 4. Monroe 10, Anderson 3, and then it's down to Smith and Cox. So let's see. Malachi has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and Cox has 14.
Cox was almost triple his season average, and I'm going to cheat and take a cue from our County 10 counterparts. They've got Ryan Cox as their player of the game as he does a post-game interview. I'll go with that. Ryan Cox had a great game.
That's what I was going to say was Ryan Cox. Yeah.
I liked Ryan Cox's game. I liked Riverton's game as a team. I might give it to Smith because, you know, Smith did score more and Cox somehow missed a lot of inside looks that I thought would go down, but you know, that's nothing you could really control. So, you know, I'll give it to Ryan Cox because he did have a dominant game. He had so many good looks inside.
We'll make it a clean sweep for number 5-5 on Riverton's side of things. How about the Jackson Bronx, Kimmy?
All right, let's start. So let me see. Where do I want to start? Aaron Larson has 5. McKinney has 9. Hoffman had 3. Geitman 8. I just added up Wetzel's and I forgot. 13 for Wetzel. And 15 for Baltez. Van.
Mac, you want to start us out? Who's your MVP for the Bronx?
Well, you know, this is their best balanced game. I always love talking about balance in a game. Yep. You know, Jackson won as a team tonight. You know, Palmer got his average, his 13 points, which is his average of 13 points per game. You know, but, you know, it's pretty obvious who the player of the game for the Bronx is, and it's got to be Van Baltes once again.
Absolutely.
He didn't lead all scores, but he led Jackson in scoring, doing it in a variety of ways, whether it was off of cuts or hitting three-point shots. Van looked the most comfortable I've ever seen him, and he looked so ready to shoot every time he had the ball, and he was letting it fly. I love the confidence Van had, and just a great job of leading the team to victory, but the whole team led each other, and that was just the best performance yet for the Bronx.
Kimmy K.
I will just have to second Matt.
All
I
right.
agree with him. Yeah, I would have gone Baltes, but the whole team, they looked great. Yeah.
I like Will
Balance.
Geitman. Geitman had to step up in the absence of Berzay. He was good, but yes, you can't deny Van Baltes with us electric tonight. Got this team started, didn't fade, hung in there, and Van Baltes, clean sweep for the MVP on the Jackson Bronx side. Wow, what a fun night. Lady Bronx get their first win in a million years. Jackson boys get their first win of the season. And we're all happy on this Thursday. Glad you could share it with us for Jackson Hole Radio. I'm Jake, Mac Fairbairn here, Kimmy K here, wishing you a great Thursday, rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you down the road. I don't think we're going to be at Star Valley. I think we're going to let SVI handle that, but we'll see.
Regionals then, right? Rock Springs. I don't know if I can make that. That might be a tall order, unfortunately. I might have a busy weekend that weekend, but
Understandable.
If this is the last game I'm broadcasting this year, thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed every second of it. I love watching the Bronx play, and it's just a joy every time.
Great way to go out, anyway. Wow.
Yeah.
Back-to-back wins, ladies and the boys. And, that'll do it from us tonight, live in Jackson, Wyoming. Wishing you and yours a good night. We'll see you down the road.